Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It is Thursday night. I hope everybody had a great day today. It was looking pretty good in the market, I must say. And let's go through and see what's going on. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And hold on, I think we have somebody who wanted to stop by and say hello. It is Mr. Bull and Mr. Bear. How are you guys? Real fast. Mr. Bull, he's doing really good, isn't he? Yeah, that market's looking great. Mr. Bear, how are you? You ready for your hibernation? I think he is ready for hibernating because I'm telling you what, this market's ready to get cruising, guys, right, Mr. Bull? Go ahead and do your thing. Oh, man, Mr. Bull and Mr. Bear, how are you guys? Good to see them today. And let's see what the market's doing here. So here we go. And again, it was looking pretty good. Even the Mag 7's up. Everything's kind of cruising along. AVGO was down a little bit, as you can see. And let's see what it was doing. AVGO did pull back some. It had recently run up there. So good evening, everybody. Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel, Doge Mama 9, Asian Joe Lee, everybody else. How are we doing? Zach and all of you guys hanging out. Appreciate everybody chilling out and listening to the show. And actually, Zach Morris, speaking of which, Zach Morris just retweeted the show. Thank you, Zach. And I hope you're doing well as well. And let's go ahead and see what's going on here in the markets, because I'm telling you what, it is looking really good. And we've been just crushing it, guys. I mean, absolutely crushing it there. Laptop Travel's been destroying it inside the what the heck's it called, Discord there, guys. So I mean, it's been insane. The last 3 days I've had 100% calls. Laptop Travel, I think, so like 8 days in a row right now, he's just been destroying it. Me and Rhett were talking about it earlier. He's just on fire. And yeah, it's just lots of them, guys. I'm telling you, what did I tell you after the school year, when the school year started, what was going to happen? And I think we're back from summer break, like I was telling you. And this is what I was talking about. And these markets are going to get soaring, guys. You're talking like rate cuts and all. Holy cow. It's going to get wild next week. You already know that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and see what's happening here, because you know what happened? I got a great story for NXTT here, and I hope everybody has a good story with NXTT. I was sharing it with Rhett. I told him the story. I'll tell you guys the story too. And this is going to be a great learning experience right here for everybody about selling and when to sell. So here you go. Pile in and open up your ears, because we're just going to start it right off with my experience and why you do certain things in the market that make you more successful and what really separates the people from being successful. And here you go, guys. NXTT. Gave it out 2 days. It was in the Discord. I even put it out on the show. I even tweeted it. I posted it. Everything. The thing was popping. I mean, you could see it was getting ready to rock and roll. I had known it was getting ready. And now here was the great part today. And it was a fun one. And I was telling Rhett the story. And I was like, oh, I got to tell this story on the show, because I'm telling you, it's just a great learning experience and opportunity for everybody. So here you go. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Now we're up well over 100% on this, because I posted it out the other day, and now it's cruising up there today, right? And I'm just going to hop into the minute chart, because I've realized something. I was showing you guys the other day, and I never really used to use the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30 hour, any of it, just the daily chart for everything all the time. But now I think I changed my viewpoint on things, because I'll tell you what, I'm getting pretty good with this minute and 3 minute chart and 5 minute chart, breaking them down. And so, yeah, let me just show you what was going on here. So this thing's popping up, right? It's running up on the 20. You can see it. It's healthy. It's still going up around 2 o'clock this afternoon. And I know it was right around 30 cents. This is where it peaked, 34 cents. It was right up there. And it was like right around 34. And that's right before the after hours, because I said it looked like it was ready to run. And you could see it getting set up. And it did pop right before the market closed right here. And then these guys announced a reverse split. So let me just explain what happened. And I hope everybody got out of it. So for about 3 hours today, I'm going to say I'm sitting there kind of, and it was a little early. It was popping up there a little earlier. And I'm sitting there looking at this hour chart. Maybe it was 2 hours and it felt like 4. I'm telling you, I'm looking at this minute chart and this thing's running up. I saw it hit this top area and I said, that probably is going to be the top here. It kind of feels like the top, and it's pulling back. Now look at it, guys. It's topped in there, right? And now obviously they can pull back and stay in there, and you can see them do it, but usually it's a little bit earlier. I'm picking up on some patterns here, and I think it's going to really going to be beneficial for everybody, especially in the Discord, because I'm going to be posting these things as they're playing and when you need to get out. And so, yeah, I'm looking at this bad boy and I see it run up, and then it's coming back down and it's bouncing around. And for whatever reason, right around 32, it was probably 31 right here, I just didn't like the way it felt, looked, or whatever. It just doesn't look right to me on this minute chart. And I'm flipping through, going through the other charts like the 3 and the 5, and I'm checking it out. I'm going, man, it looks like it wants to it does look like it wants to pull back. But every time I go to this daily chart, including now, because FinViz didn't change over after the after hours, so it closed at 4, and you can see they give you the price action and it's way down there because it's in purple. You know that now. I do like that, but they don't have the candle, so they still give you the look, which I like in this instance anyway. So because I can tell you guys, so looking at this, I mean, going into it, you're like, holy cow, this thing looks like it's going to be popping tomorrow. And now I'm like, man, I sold it at 32 because I was sitting there debating. And I'm like, man, it just doesn't look right. My gut was saying something wasn't right. It was going to dip down. And then I just see it go into this bullish channel there. And then I see it really set up at the end of the day. And I go, well, I already got rid of it. And I can tell you exactly where, because I remember it was here. It did pull back. I was like, all right, that looked good. And right there, I went, oh, man, it looks like it's going to start reversing again. It got down at the bottom and made that candle look and started to run straight up, guys. And now I'm telling you, I'm starting to understand these minute charts, and we can probably play these kinds like all the time because it was pretty easy. I knew exactly what was going on after I was looking, like while I was looking at it. And I said, oh, man, it's going to run up. And then right at the end of the day, I was like, oh, man, it's setting up. I'm like, it's whatever. It's going to run as high as it's going to run. Nothing I can do. I locked in. And again, guys, I've told you before, I hit that 100% area and I say, it's time to lock in profits. How often can they really go flying? And this one even looked amazing to me. And I stuck to that 100% because I just had to. I had to do it with my gut. And it just was the right move because literally, what, 4:01? It wasn't even 4:01. It was 4 o'clock and 3 seconds later. They just announced a reverse split. Let's see what time. I mean, it was crazy, the timing. I don't even know if it's on. Oh, here it is, 4 p.m. There you go, 4 p.m. exactly. I mean, the market closed, guys. You can see it right here. It jumped up and it got to like 36 cents, and I was looking at it going, damn, that thing wants to rip, but I was like, whatever. And the next thing you know, 1 second later, not even like a minute, a second later, the thing just jumps down. And I didn't even know it reverse split at this point yet. I went, holy cow, that was a crazy sell off. And then I looked and saw that it was a reverse split because I was curious. And my point is, guys, this is why you have to lock in your profits. I know, Laptop Travel, I'm looking at minute charts. I think we've all died and gone to heaven. I think so because I've only looked at daily charts my whole life. And I just recently changed them basically this week, guys. I'm not even going to lie. It's kind of been this week, and I can easily see these things. And I'm like, why didn't I ever look at these before for a buy and sells? Because it's really clear to me. I mean, I could see it easily. I could tell you what it's going to do, just like the poly market chart. It's actually kind of really easy. And so I don't know. Before I looked at them, and I don't know. It just didn't seem. I don't know. Again, I suffered a major brain injury. Maybe I see these things differently now, 2 years later, since I got hit in the head. I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you what, I'll take it because I'll take it as a victory. Laptop Travel said, yeah, as I said, I'll take it too. Because guess what, guys? I really feel like I can see these things and where to sell them. And maybe I won't be right every time, but who cares? At 34 cents up there, you were basically at the top. It did go to like 36, and I got 32. And I'm not even going to say, I'll say I'm more lucky than anything. Again, watching it and just my gut told me, and I just just didn't feel comfortable with it, and it did look like it topped out there, and then it got into that bullish channel. Could have easily ripped until tomorrow, and if they hadn't reverse split it, it would have went flying tomorrow. And but that's the point of the story is you don't know what the hell is going to happen from 1 minute to the next. So if you're up on these, look at it this way, guys, because this is what I was looking at all day. I was up on it over 100% clearly. And it's like, all right, do you sell this thing? And when you think about it and just break it down in your minds like this, because I know it's a lot, it's difficult to hit that sell button. I know we all, you know, we all have difficult doing it. It's struggle with it is the word I'm looking for. It's just one of them things. Everybody, it's just our minds aren't wired to do it. But just look at it this way, guys. If you're up that much on it and you're gonna look at it and say, just it's a real easy concept to say to yourself, and this is how I started saying it. If I'm willing to sell it up here at a huge gain, I'd probably have to be willing to sell it down here at a loss if it dipped down, right? So wouldn't I be smarter to just take the gains because it's already up rather than risk it coming back down and then having to sell it at a loss or perhaps on the way down or under the price that you bought it? Because a lot of these, that's exactly what happens to these things. I mean, I'd imagine, I don't even know what I bought it at, but I don't really remember, to be completely honest with you, but it was probably higher than it went to. It was probably more up than it was right there. Let me look at the daily and I'll tell you just about where we were getting in it, like right here. And yeah, like right around there. I mean, 12 cents and it's down to 16, but still, I mean, it ran up to, it was at 36, but that was at like 4 o'clock. I think it hit like 36. It was crazy. 37, it says. And I'm telling you, it was at like 359. It was the craziest thing I ever saw. But moral of the story, guys, is just lock in those profits because you just don't know what's going to happen the next day or the next minute sometimes. So I might even was holding on to it a little longer, but again, it just had that look. I might have held on to it a little longer, I should say, but it had that look and I just had to stick to my guns. And I think that was really the icing on the cake for me, because it's been like that the last few days and I've been getting really lucky with the tops. And I'm saying I'm getting very, very lucky. Almost smashed every single top this week, which is incredible. I mean, even the what was that octo thing? I mean, it was insane, guys. And so yeah, I don't know if it's just this. We're gonna be looking at it and zeroing in big time, but just wanted to start off and tell you guys my experience today and why it is so important to lock in profit. If that thing is up, start taking the profits out, guys, because it can dip just as hard as it ran up. And just remember, gravity likes to fall a lot easier than it likes to go up. I always think that way too. And I think today, that just thought process in my head, I was like, look, it's up here so high, and and this is why I had this kind of argument in my head. It might have looked like the angel and the devil on my shoulder probably, and I was going back and forth. I was telling Rhett the story, kind of laughing about it, and I was going back and forth saying, holy cow, that chart looks so good. Look at it. Like I said, I am glad it's still set up. Look at that thing, just popped out of the basement. It looks beautiful, guys. And yet they pulled the old reverse split on you. So you just never know. And that was literally at 4 o'clock. It was at 35. It was hitting its highs right there. It went to 37. I was watching it. And I was like, man, this thing's going to blast off tomorrow. And it is what it is. I just started giggling about it before it even dipped down. I was like, it is what it is. That's why I sell it. It wants to pop. It happens. I don't know. And then the next thing you know, they reverse split it and it came flying down, guys. Look at that, 16 cents. So just just wanted to share that story with you guys. And like I said, I think it's impeccable to or just, it's just important. I meant to say very important to just lock in those profits, because at the end of the day, you don't know who the biggest seller is. And at any moment they can just sell off their shares and it's over. So there you go. Just a great story for you to start the show. I think a little educational thing for you guys to think about and just lock in those profits. It's so important. I was so happy. And that's the other thing. I've said this before. I was sitting there going, oh man, the thing's going, I sold at 32. I see it start going up higher. Your brain immediately just starts saying, F, like, man, why'd I sell that thing? And at the same time, I'm saying it's all right. It is what it is. They generally pop after I sell them, and I have to laugh about it. And I'm telling you, I'm watching this thing at the end of the day, and then boom, just straight down. And I was just like, wow, that was a wake up call. And that might have just sealed the deal for me to make sure that I'm always selling them while they're up. So, yeah, you might not catch them huge runs because you sell it a little early, but guess what? You probably sold it for over 100%, and you can always scale out. And I even thought about that, but I was just like, I'm doing it all or nothing here. I don't even care. I don't feel like really looking at it, and I'm glad I did it. Yeah, it was just happened to be one of them weeks, guys, where I'm telling you, if this is the case, we are going to destroy the market between like laptop travels, calls, and what I give you guys, and Luis Rodriguez, and just the Discord alone with us. Then you have Ben, Godfather, and Kyle. Holy cow, guys. It's absolutely insane in there. I'm telling you right now, it's literally insane what we're doing. And we're just getting started. I thought you guys knew I was on vacation the entire month of August. So I would say I'm back from vacation. I feel great out my trading shed. Best thing I ever did was build that. Had the windows open today. I was cruising along. And I'm telling you guys, if this, I'm going to be really keeping an eye and monitoring. I've been watching certain runs, so I've been trading them, but kind of watching more this week than actually, jumping in and out of them. And also at the 4 a.m., I have caught some of the early morning poppers real quick. And that first one, whatever it was, OCTO, was insane. And I'm telling you, it's been nuts. RBNE yesterday, it's been absolutely insane, guys. And again, just seeing that minute chart, holy cow, if we're on to something, you guys know I love my patterns and everything like that. It might really get crazy, guys. We may really take it to another level. So, yeah, make sure that if you have any questions about the Discord, ask. And like I said, I think everybody can get their value and honestly almost pay for their yearly subscription in the first two trades with no problem at all between what Laptop Travel's given out, I've given out, and everything else going on in there. I don't think it should be a problem for anybody. You have the penny stocks running 100%, early morning ones, beautiful setups. Ben always has great calls. Godfather always does, and Kyle's really good too. I follow him. He's really good. So I like Kyle a lot. He's awesome. He does the small cap show every once in a while, and hopefully Laptop Travel will be hopping on soon as well. I saw Wolf responded, and he said to hit him up. So I'm sure Wolf will throw you on the show with us. I'm pretty sure of that. So that would be awesome, Laptop Travel. So here we go. Let's cruise through our show and see what's going on this evening. So that was our NXTT, and they just reverse split. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to watch it again and see if we can catch it on the second ride up. So I hope everybody was locking in profits. And I'll tell you what, guys, if it's one of these instances where, you just learned your absolute lesson right there, that's your lesson. So if you're down on it because you didn't hit the sell button and it did that, look at it as that was your education that you just paid, and then you listen to the show, and now you're changing your mindset, everything you're doing with that, and you're selling them when you need to. And again, you don't have to hit the tops. I got completely lucky this week. I'm telling you right now, and maybe we'll keep getting lucky like that. I'll call it lucky, to be honest with you. Even if I can read it, I'm still going to call it lucky. And but if we can get lucky and keep getting lucky up there, holy cow, it's a big game changer too. But anytime you're locking in those profits, and that's one of the most important things I've learned in all 20 plus years I've been doing this, well, over 25 years now, because I've been doing it since I was definitely like 20. So yeah, I know I got out of culinary school like right after, honestly, it happened right after the crash happened. So I know the 99 had a boom, and then there was a crash, and then that was that. So anyway, here we go. Let's get cruising along, guys. So NXTT. Oh, well, we were just looking at it. I meant to type in Raya right there. This one's getting set up, guys. And it was actually down a little bit more in the after hours and bumped up some since it closed. And I think this one, you might want to keep your eyes on tomorrow. Hint, hint. hint right there. So be sure to look at this thing tomorrow. It looks like it bottomed out right there the other day. We were talking about it the other day, and then yesterday, and then today it just has that look, guys. Your 20 is not too far off from it, and I think we can keep an eye on this bad boy tomorrow. So Laptop Travel and crew in the morning too, and 4 a.m. and I'll be up early because I've been up early every day this week. And again, I been trading a couple here and there if they look good and they don't look like they're just flying up so fast that I can't even like keep track of them, that and I'm dipping down too hard that fast. But because they can spike up. But the other thing I've noticed is, and I was saying it yesterday, there's going to be opportunities. So that 4 a.m. has some wild volatile swings, and it's beautiful, guys, especially with Laptop Travel. He's amazing at it. He's been doing it for over 35 years, so, and he's still here. So, yeah, you have a lot of years of experience just between us two. I know Luis Rodriguez has been doing it for a long time. He knows everything about options and stuff, and he's not even a financial guy either. I told you, I have no financial background. Laptop Travel probably has the most financial background, I'd assume, out of all of us. He used to have lunch with Warren Buffett, so he's been doing it a really long time. And I make the joke, he was trading back when you had to call up a broker and actually like trade that way. So he's seen the entire revolution of trading for a very long time. And so yeah, you have a lot of years of experience between all of us, and we just give you our experience and what works and what doesn't, guys. And that's why I wanted to start the show with that NXTT story. So if you're just joining, go back and listen. I just gave you a really good probably insight and education on selling and how important it is and why. And again, it's just, I think that just really cemented it into my head. Not that I haven't said that a million times, guys, but just watching this today and just having this different mindset of having to lock them in all the time. And these things are moving so fast right now. You just got to be in and out of them. I think. I don't think you can be. You're not looking to be in it for long. So just look at it as, hey, it's up right now. I could use that money for the next trade. If it pulls back real hard, I just left that opportunity up there and I could have, doubled up my next trade. And again, guys, small trades will add up big. You can just keep compounding it. So we'll roll through the show. Just a little insight. And I had a big insight today with the NXTT and I told the story. So go ahead and check that out if you're just tuning in, and I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in here. So here we go. We'll pick out all the poppers. You guys know that. And here we are with Ryan. I said, hint, hint, you might want to keep your eyes on this guy. And ORIS is another one curling up, and I've been talking about this for a few days as well. We know it did pop up, pull back, but that looks really good right there. So you might have a runner there tomorrow too with that ORIS. So definitely we're keeping an eye on that, and we've been all over it, and we've been watching this thing like a hawk as it pulled back here, and I think we're getting to be in a good spot. Remember I was saying let's wait to see if it wants to level down, and it did level down. That was your bottom right there, and now we're going to get set up right here. So this is going to be a really good opportunity, and I don't know what that's even called. If it even has a name, I just call it a fish hook, because that's what it looks like to me. And when they curl up like that and start fish hooking, it's going to pop up some. So absolutely keep your eyes on EPIX right there, because look at that fish hook. I mean, and even if they don't get through, as soon as they make that curl, they start popping up there. So definitely keep your eye on that one as well. So some good penny ones right there. And obviously I was talking about Open Door when it was down here, guys, in the 50-cent range, 40-cent range, I bet, because I was talking about it for a while there on the small cap show and giving it out each week. And it was for a little while. So yeah, it was way down there. And now you're in the double digits right here. So that thing was cruising. That's called a bottom reversal right there. Laptop Travel, thank you very much. See, I ask in Laptop Travel. See, I told you he knows way more than I know when it comes to financial lingo and stuff. We used to play a game at the beginning of the show. Laptop Travel just happened to tune into my very first show ever, and he's been here every single day and night unless he's on an airplane. and he's amazing. I'm telling you, we talk all the time, and I think Luis Rodriguez has been on here just as long as well, and he's an awesome guy too. So yeah, just you meet great people, obviously, doing these shows, and you guys know if you ever have questions, feel free to DM me on X. I respond to everybody. Just watch out for all the fake accounts, everybody, and please report them all. It's insane how many fake accounts. I guess I have to. I guess it's humbling that people would even want to be some dummy from a small town like me. I always say, but yeah, there's all kinds of fake accounts, and I definitely don't want people getting scammed. I don't do the copy trading or anything. We just do the Discord, and I'm telling you, if you're in the Discord, you'll do quite well, I have to say. I think Rhett was saying there's a couple people that had like 7-figure days in there this week, guys, and I'm not even kidding. It's hardcore. There's a lot of people in there. Laptop Travel's in there a lot. I'm in there. It's great, guys. So I won't harp on that. But if you do have questions, feel free to reach out and ask anything you'd like. And QMCO right here, that pullback after yesterday's run up, and I guess it looked too good to be true right there going into its earnings yesterday. I don't know. What did they have them at the end of the day? I'm not even sure. I don't really remember, but I just remember it was looking pretty good. And then it dipped down there, but I'm not saying they're not going to set up. As a matter of fact, let's go through our quantum and computer hardware ones real quick and check out what they're doing. RGTI right here. And here you go. This one is up 50 cents, and that's a nice curl. Oh, look at that thing. You're going to get some movement probably tomorrow on that, I would assume. The markets look pretty good. I mean, even if it pulls back a little, that thing's going to continue to cruise up right there. And let's continue right through with QUBT right here. Oh, let me click on it and get it up there, and there you go. That one was moving along. Look at that setup happening and curling up. So again, these computer hardware and quantum ones are really starting to look good, and we've been watching these every night, obviously, but we knew they were setting up D-Wave. That one always likes to run pretty well, so definitely keep an eye on D-Wave, this QBTS D-Wave Quantum. It is a good one that likes to run with these quantum and computer hardware guys. And then we have the QTUM is the Defiance Quantum ETF right here. And anytime you see that usually popping up like that and it's been looking good, you are going to see the other ones follow behind. So there's your ETF dragging them up. And IONQ was popping up there. And RCAT was also running today. Remember, we looked at it last night, and I said it was looking pretty good. And the Z Space right here, it's a fairly new one. If I could type it in, there you go. And this one's just getting out of the basement, guys. It might be one to really look at because it looks like it bottomed out. And we thought it bottomed out right here, and then it even took a lower dip right there, and it does look like that 20 it's going to get ready just like the rest of the market. So this is a fairly new one when it started last December, I guess. So been running all this year and not something I've really ever heard of. We just happened to see it on the scanner one time and threw it on our quantum and computer hardware list, and we check it out. But that could be a good opportunity because them computer hardware and quantum ones are going to be great opportunities, just like this one's been UNH. And I know a lot of people have been banking off of these option calls, and we obviously were talking about it when it was down here getting ready to get set up and run. So that's been a beauty. And then obviously the Oscar right here, it was just pulled back a little bit. I think it might have ran up, but you'll get that curl back up on it. So that'll be fine. Oscar right there. It just happened to run up pretty well. And I thought it would get more into the top, to be honest with you, but it doesn't seem to want to. But I bet you it curls right back up and gets in there and runs even higher. So that's been looking good. And ABTC was running up yesterday, had some pullback, and I'm just waiting for these guys to announce something big. Here you go. Trump family back Bitcoin play lands big stake. I don't even know what it was. And it was either a ribeye or a prime rib. I'm not sure which big steak it was. But anyway, it could have been either or. And but yeah, American Bitcoin Corp. This is going to be running because I just said it is Trump's family backed Bitcoin company. So just figure what that one's about to do, guys. And then these other ones are kind of associated with the Trump family as well. Pew right here, they're on the board of this one. And NCPL, Net Capital, they have something to do with this thing, I think, or they have something to do with each other. I don't even know. And PSQH is another one that's been running up the last few days, looking good. May get a little pullback, but this thing's going to set up and get moving up there. So watch for that little healthy pullback, and that'll get rolling as well. We knew that was running just the other day. We had it on the night note right there, and boom, that one ran right there. So that's what we do. And you know what? I realized you stick with what you're good at. I'm really good at seeing these setups, so I wouldn't that's why I'm giving these guys the perfect setups all the time. I realize that's what I should be giving out. That's what I'm good at. So let's do it. Laptop travel is amazing at 4 a.m. and seeing these scanners and these other calls. You let people do what they're really good at, guys. And Luis Rodriguez is great at all the option calls and plays and knows how to play them all right. It's wild. So you let people do what they're good at, and then you just everybody can benefit from it. And so yeah. Oh yeah, that one was beautiful. We'll look at it right now. Laptop Travel told everybody air last night. Remember, he posted it, and look at that thing today. That ran up over 100%. So yeah, we gave that to you guys last night on the show. Just handed it right out. As a matter of fact, LDI, you told everybody on the show too, and we told them all. LDI, not only this one, this was in the Discord, but then we also told you to be watching open right there, and that one ran through the roof too. So there you go. I mean, how crazy is that, guys? We just been giving you out everything, and like I said, we're back from summer, I would say, and ready to destroy the market. So this is exactly what I was talking about. I was just relaxing, and it felt really nice. I think every year I'm going to do it, and it was very refreshing. And you can tell I'm on fire, guys. And with my new trading shed out there, I had the windows open, and I was outside. It was so great. I was loving life and just making good trades and seeing things. And I'm like, this is life right here, and we can all benefit. Like Gush, when I was telling you guys down here, it was setting up, and there you go, gets running up there. And oil and gas, guys, obviously has been looking good. And that RBNE, they had an offering that I didn't even realize they had Bitcoin. I didn't even realize they were in the crypto, but I was looking at it today. And yeah, they had crypto, and that's what they did. They did a public offering, I think, to buy more crypto. That's why it ran 100% yesterday. Bitco. Bitcoin investment drives Robin Energy stock up 100% as company allocates $5 million in Bitcoin, and then they announced a 7.5 million public offering, I believe, to buy more of it. So if it just ran 100%, I guess off 5 million, and they buy another 7.5, and this thing looks like it's really getting set up. Just give it a little bit of time, like a week or so, and it looks like it's going to get rolling right back. It might even be a great opportunity down here, guys. I was looking at it today, as a matter of fact, saying that might be a really good opportunity. Let's see that tomorrow. And remember, I gave you this one as well, TMDE, and we've been talking about it. And there you go. That's popping up some more. So we were talking about this down here in like the 80s, and now it's popping up now. I think we were talking about it before as well, but we did establish it was at its bottom down there, and it's rolling up now. So there you go with TMDE. And here we go. We'll just cruise right through. And those of you just tuned in and new, we go through a list. I posted out on X, so you can go on X and StockTwits and see the list that we go through. And it really is just compiled each night. It's kind of a pretty standard list now anyway, and but I change them up all the time, like the bottom ones, and find out what's going to be popping and going, and then you guys post in on the live chat. So if anybody wants to see anything, feel free to post on the live chat with Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, Doge Mama 9, and Masa. Masa, how are you? And of course, Deep Soul Diving, how you doing this evening? So I will definitely get to everything. That's for sure. We go through it all. And so if you want to see a certain stock chart or anything that we don't cover, post it up there and we'll go through it. And here we go. I'll just start cruising right through these things. OCGN right here. I'm telling you guys, this thing has something going on. And I mean, you guys know we followed this thing all the way down, found the bottom and ran it up. And then it's kind of followed the entire market, though, that we just kind of discovered that the other day, as I realized it. But anyway, this thing is getting ready. I don't know what the hell they have going on because I never look at the news and there doesn't say anything down there, but something's going on at OCGN land. So just keep your eye on that if you want to. We've been all early on it. And here's your BMNR, guys, and crypto is getting ready to roll. So guess what else is going to get ready to roll? These crypto treasury things. Look at that setup right there. And this is looking good. That SBET's looking good. All these guys are looking good. So you keep your eye on BMNR tomorrow because that is ready to get rolling right there. And then, like I said, good old SBET right here. Another one. I mean, that's getting set up. They're another Ethereum treasury, just like BMNR is. So, yeah, look at that thing getting curled up right there. And that's bottomed out right here. You can already see it right there. Bottomed out right at 1429. You're in the 1682s and getting ready to roll. And Luis Rodriguez was just saying that BMNR is getting ready any day now. Boom. And I would have to agree 100% with you, Luis Rodriguez, right there, because that is looking good. And let's take a look and see what our UPXI is doing. They're a Solana treasury. And I mean, holy cow, guys, Solana. Let's see. It's not on the stock cube right now. Here it comes. It's coming up. It was at like 220 or something. I'll wait until it pops up there. I'll tell you. But yeah, you know this thing's going to get rocking and rolling because it's a Solana one. And I wanted to go to Neon, but we can look at Neo too and see if he's in the matrix. And Solana's at 229 right now. Ethereum's at 44.66. Bitcoin's at 115 right now, and then Ripple's at 304. So I always look at my stock cube to get my crypto prices right there. And actually, if you're interested, the stock cube, they're having a 10% discount, and they do the gold prices, and they just did an update. It's crazy awesome, guy. I love this product. I'm telling you, I don't even get anything from them. I don't want anything from them. They're awesome people over there. And so yeah, if anybody's interested, it's what, Kitco 10, KITCO 10. That's the special promo special to put in for 10% off. And Kitco's if you're into golds or precious metals, that's what they do. They track all that good stuff. So anyway, there you go. The stock cube is awesome. But yeah, crypto is ripping, guys. And check out this Neon, or this is Neo. I was gonna say Neon looks that good right now. Didn't that just dip down? Neo looks pretty good right here. I just accidentally clicked on it, and I love when I do that. And look at that thing going to roll off. He might go into the matrix right here. Good old Neo. So let's write that one down right there on the list because Neo has a good chance to get cruising right there, I would say. And I was going to look at Neon, and it did look a little better today. I didn't realize it was up a little bit, but that is looking better. It's got to get set up, but I don't think we're going to level down anymore. And it had that huge dip there. It was running up, and it ran up that first day. It was really good, nice trade right there. But we'll catch this bad boy. And again, that's what I'm really good at, is catching these beautiful setups and the timing of them. You know what? Laptop Travel is really good at seeing like what's moving right then and there at that second. He's got a great eye for it. So again, you realize what everyone's good at, and then you take advantage. You don't take advantage. You put everybody at their best positions. That's what you do, and that's how you win games. That's what a coach would do anyway to win. So yeah, that's how I look at it. And I say, you know what? Let me give you guys the best setups. I shouldn't even be looking at all the different ones. I could tell you what they're going to do, but I have a better eye for seeing the setups. You guys know I can just see these things ahead of time. It's kind of crazy, but it is what it is. And like I say, you give credit to where credit's due. I happen to be good at that, and other people are really good at other things. So that's why we let them do that kind of thing. That's why you let the mechanic fix your car if you're not a mechanic. And there you go. So here we are, Neon getting set up. Has a few days there. You'll see a little bounce around right here, but for it to truly get moving, you still have some time. Applied was running up a little bit after yesterday, hitting that resistance. I don't know. It doesn't appear like it wants to get through the MACD. It looks like it wants to pull back a little bit in this channel and get set up a little bit better, probably for next week as well. So that could just be the case for Applied right there, but we were looking at that before it ran up. AppLovin's been running up here and looking good another $4, but we caught that on that big pop, and that was on the night note for you guys. And here is Net. We went over this, and it ran up a little more yesterday or tonight from yesterday. And of course, our CoreWeave right here was pulling back with some beautiful run up yesterday. It almost looks like a little healthy pullback right there. Not looking bad for CRWV for good old CoreWeave. So absolutely be keeping an eye on it for them pullbacks. and that could be a good one right there. And we'll keep you updated on that. Snapchat, I'm telling you, is getting set up right here. Could be a great opportunity for tomorrow. So put Snapchat on your list right there because that's not looking bad. And remember, I was talking about this AMZE, and it's going to be amazing. I don't know what the heck they do besides winery and distillery. Remember, we were looking at it, and I'd said it was going to get set up here, and that was probably about 4 or 5 days ago, last week or so. It was bottoming out just when we saw it, I think. And so here you go with this thing. It gets up on that at 20. It's going to really get cruising because you have your trend line, your 20, and it'll look like a trampoline jumping off of there. So definitely keep an eye on AMZE. And obviously, we were early for that one. We were early for this one, too. Someone told me about this one over on StockTwits, and I keep forgetting to look. But they should get some credit where credit's due because I forget exactly who it was. They said, take a look at this thing. And I'll tell you what, it looked good ever since the day they said it. It was what, down here, and it's popped up, and now the 20 and 50 are meeting up. It should run up in the top tomorrow some more, guys. So keep an eye on that early in the morning as well. ATXG, as it looks like it wants to jump into the top. Just make sure it gets in there, and you know it's going to run up a little bit for you. And again, you don't have to take them to the moon. You just got to make sure you're making profits on them and keep rolling over your profits and compounding it, and you'll do plenty well in the market. Morgan Stanley, this was on the night note right here, and this one has been doing well. And we talked about it the last few nights, and it's just getting into the top, and it's another one that looks like it could continue that momentum tomorrow. And I know this one was running up even better right here. Goldman Sachs was up like $15. Maybe it wasn't up as high as a percentage. I knew the dollar was more 1.5%, 1.9. Yeah, it was up a little bit more as well. And there you go, Goldman Sachs. I did see this one jumping up there, and another one could definitely get into the top. We'll look at tomorrow, but another one we were obviously early on and was on the night note right there. So just handing you out easy ones that just go up right now, and we'll continue to do it. And you guys know we do it in any market condition, and I always say anyone can do it when the markets are moving up. It's pretty easy, but you guys know we'll hit the 100%ers when the market's going down as well. And but we'll enjoy it while it moves up as at the same time you keep the wind at your back and you just cruise with it. And that's exactly what we're doing going into the rates getting cut. Speaking of which, let's jump over for those of you who knew. Let's look at the pot. Wow, that jumped off the other way. So it'll definitely be a 0.25 rate cut on Wednesday. This bad boy was at 20% earlier, and I can see it jump down. And I was looking at it earlier. It was still a little curl. I don't know what time it jumped down there, but it definitely pulled back. I look at the poly market charts. We can tell easily what's going on there. And those of you just tuning in, I actually called the election, the popular vote, perfectly from these poly market charts. And it's similar. It was kind of similar to like almost the other day when we were looking at it. It was 75-25 Harris to Trump. And I said, looked at that thing for 1 second, said, that thing's going to jump off a cliff, and that's going to 100%. And don't you know, Trump won the popular vote by 100%. It did exactly what the chart said. And that moment, I was like, wow, that was pretty fascinating. So started looking at them and paying attention to the poly market charts. And they've told us a lot of crazy things going on. It's pretty wild. I do love my charts, that's for sure. And here we go with DoorDash, and DoorDash has been moving up. We were talking about that. That's a slow mover, but that's going to continue to go up. I don't know if it's going to pop right to the moon, but it's going to make its way up to that 270 area. So it's at what, 259, 260 right now for DoorDash, DAS. H right there. This is a good one right here. Good old circle. Talking about it last night, and that one got popping right there and looks like it's going to try to jump up into that channel some more. So this was on the night note as well. So I mean, it's crazy, guys. I'm telling you, between what we're doing in that Discord, everybody in there is just crushing it on every level. And that's what's so great and valuable about it, is it's not just one person. You get me, Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez. He posts on my page. Luis Rodriguez. Laptop Travel has 2 pages, I think, maybe 3 now. He's a rising star, I must say. And then Ben kills it with his morning note. He's in there and obviously the Godfather gives you some great due diligence. I mean, he does his homework. He knows the market well. And like I said at the beginning of the show, Kyle's really good. I like Kyle a lot. He has a lot of great picks. So there you go. And so yeah, we've been crushing the Discord in there. I think everybody that has been in there is doing well enough where they've covered their subscription with no problem. So, and that's what the whole point of it is, so that we see accounts growing. And I said, just wait until school started, guys, and watch what will happen a week or two after. And boom, look what's happening here. So I was saying that at the beginning of summers. I look at things 3 months down the road, and you guys know that all the time. And you could see what was happening. I was talking bubble 2 months ago, and look what happened to Oracle yesterday. I mean, if that doesn't show you something, the last time it looked like that, there was a bubble in 1999, and what the heck's his name? Larry Ellison. He just became the richest man in the world yesterday. He just surpassed Elon Musk. So if you guys don't think that AI is making a bubble here and just making this markets go crazy, I've been saying it for a little while here, and you can see what's going on. And crypto, everything's going to get rolling. But anyway, Circle is making a nice full circle there. How about that CNC? This was originally a Michael Anthony pick. He's a listener of the show, guys, if you're not familiar with our show. And we love Michael Anthony. I'll be signing off tonight. You guys will you'll see who he is. I'll sign off no matter what time we're about to hop off. He'll pop on and ask to look at like 10 of them. And you can't say no, because Michael Anthony's the best. So, Michael Anthony, if you're tuning in, we always appreciate you hanging out. He's a great listener. And but yeah, he gives some really good picks. But I did have to tell him that Tesla wasn't going back down to like 250 one time. He was trying to say that it was going to dip down real hard. I said, Michael Anthony, I just want to tell you, don't say that in public, because I don't want you to sound like you're crazy, and you're a pretty intelligent guy, and you tend to know what's going on in the market. Tesla's not going down there, guys, as you could see. So I just wanted him not to sound like a maniac. Anyway, yeah, we like Michael Anthony, but anyway, he gave us CNC, and he gives us a lot of good picks when he hops on and talks. And you'll probably see him at the end of the show. I'm not going to lie. And Rich Tech Robotics was on the list last night, and that one's looking really good right there and jumping up. It is hitting that resistance, but look, when it gets right over that 336, which it looks like it wants to, and roll off the MACD, you should see RR run up some more tomorrow. I don't see what's really going to hold it back right there, to be honest with you. So there's another one you can keep an eye on for tomorrow. I mean, there's a whole list. And like I said, this list, and if you just tune in, I post this list on X and stock twits, so you can easily check it out and print it out or do whatever. I know a lot of people, I always post it like an hour before the show. A lot of people do print it out there and then follow along and mark it off. And I'm telling you, it's pretty wild. And Doge Mama 9 just said, thank you for air right here. Benefited today. Thank you so much. And that was a nice laptop travel pick right there. Over 100% handed it out last night. So yeah, we just have a lot of fun on the show. And that's what we do all the time. And actually, Doge Mama 9, thank you for your bit farms right here, because you mentioned this one, and that one's popping. So yeah, guys, this show literally is just a group effort. I take all the messages and everything. We look at every chart and usually just fly through, kind of talking a little tonight, but it's all right, and explaining things a little bit. And yeah, we go through everything. And you guys, honestly, the listeners and everybody, you send in a lot of great ones. I always say it. I just kind of facilitate the show. And check out the charts. And is Michael Anthony still bearish on Tesla? Luis Rodriguez said that's too funny. But anyway, so yeah, the show, I try to make it as interactive as we possibly can, and everybody's voice definitely counts. And if you want to look at something, feel free. So we'll go through it all. And I appreciate everybody hanging out this evening. And yeah, if you tried to hop on for the ETF call, we'll do another one of them. There was just crazy technical difficulties. Apparently they could hear everybody. I couldn't hear anyone, and I just kept talking because I couldn't hear. So my apologies for that, because I couldn't hear anything. I thought the thing was messed up because it was messed up from the get-go. Anyway, so we'll definitely do a show and make sure it runs a lot better, because they do have some updates on that. And like I said, great opportunity, talking about an amazing opportunity down there. It's way down. We know that, but we're going to make it start moving up. That's for sure. And when we do, everybody will start to lock in some nice profits. And that's what it's about. There's some people that are down. We're going to get them all that money, their profits, and some profits, and then keep it cruising there. So it does have an amazing community. I have to say, a lot of amazing people I've met. And so we will get a show on for you guys. We'll tell you what the updates are. I was kind of letting them tell you, so that's why I wasn't doing it. And so yeah, we'll make that show a little better. It was I'm not gonna lie, not a disaster for any other reason that the technical difficulties was just a nightmare tonight. And so yeah, it just made for an interesting show, I bet, because I'm like, I don't think anyone can hear me, and everybody could hear everybody, and I'm just sitting there talking. So my apologies, but here we go, and I'll go through some stock charts. But yeah, ETF down there looking great though, and if anyone has questions about that, feel free to DM me and I can let you know all about it. So there you go. And that Bitfarms, like I said, cruising along there, Doge Mom and I. You'll probably get a more stretch out of it tomorrow, I would assume, on BITF right here. It does look pretty healthy with them candles. And if you're just tuning in, I'm telling you, just go back and listen to the beginning of the show at the end. I go through NXTT and I tell a great educational story there. And so you're definitely going to want to check it out. I promise you. It is an educational story, and it was a great insight of what happened today to me. And it tells you exactly why you always need to sell when you're up on your profits. And so yeah, if you weren't tuning in or you're just tuning in, greatly appreciate it going through our list here. And yeah, check out what I said at the very beginning, very first stock ticker we went through. I tell the story of exactly what happened today, and it's definitely educational. I can promise you that. Fuel Cell right here, Luis Rodriguez, looking really good, and that looks like it wants to run up in the morning. So I would say keep Fuel Cell on your list for tomorrow. It looks like it's going to have some fuel left in its cell to run back up some more. Hive was on our list last night, looking good. Remember, I said it's right in that channel trying to bust through. It busts through into the top, and that looks like it's going to buzz its way up a little bit in the beehive there. So HIVE, and they are a capital market with crypto involved somehow. They were one of the early ones, to be honest with you. And ARM right here, ARM. Let's take a look at that one, because that's been popping up there, looking pretty good. A little flat right there as it was running up and pulling back, but I think ARM should get set up. It probably will try to run up into the 160s there, have a little bit of pullback, and then really get set up as next week comes, because I have a feeling it's going to pull back a little bit as that 20 comes up to meet your 50. And you can see how extended up your MACD got. So let it pull down. So that's what it looks like at the moment. But we were talking about that one the other day, and that was a nice run up for us. And how about this Hertz? That one wants to drive up some more, Luis Rodriguez. And you were talking about this pretty early, and I can see it getting right over that 50 right there, even though it had a 2-cent pullback. Nothing crazy for HTZ. Hertz right here, and that is right in that channel. Look at that. And you know, when they look like that Pac-Man look, and I say that Pac-Man look, there's your 50 coming down and your 20 going up. They do like to pop up there. So that's a little pattern that we kind of seek out, not exactly look for it, but when we see it, it does try to move right there. So that's Hertz, HTZ right there. And let's go ahead and finish up with AIRE, AIRE. We already talked about it. That was a beauty from last night, like I said, and nice one, that Laptop Travel. He gave you an alley-oop on that one, that's for sure. And LDI was another one. That was in the Discord, and that was a beauty that was running up there. And how about, oh, guys, I just ran my scanner right here. These guys, I've never even heard of these ones. I had to just jot them down because I thought Laptop Travel would really like them. Here you go, Laptop Travel. These are for everybody, and you especially, and Luis Rodriguez, because look at these things. And especially Laptop Travel, because he's hardcore scanner guys like myself. So I had created a new scanner. I've been messing around a lot, obviously. Made this new scanner. Now wait until you see these things setting up. Holy cow. Here we go. Ready? Click. KLIC. I'm not familiar with that. The only click I was familiar with is CLIK, is it? Yeah, Click Holdings. So it's not that. It's KLIC. And that thing looks really good. We're going to go through on both charts and just look at these. There you go. That thing wants to run up right there. That looks pretty good. So keep these on your list because I'm telling you, they all look. I don't even know any of them. I was like, I've never heard of them, not one of these, but they all came up on the scanner and look pretty nice to me. ICHR. I'm not sure, but it's a semiconductor and equipment one, and I bet it will get cruising right there, just being the sector that it is and looking the way it looks right there. So you might want to keep an eye on that. Look at that one curling up for you guys. And again, I've never heard of any of these. I had no idea what any of them were. VIAV communication equipment, and it's a US company. I've never heard of it. It looks like it wants to try to run up. It does have that resistance. This was the only one that I thought possibly might not pop up over that resistance, but honestly, it looks pretty strong. So I'd have to look at it. If it gets over that, it's going to pop off. So it looks really strong going into it and wants to. And again, it popped up on the scanner for a reason. And VICR right here. So yeah, I'll definitely be watching these tomorrow. This one had that little pullback, but looks like it wants to curl right up right there. So that's one to definitely keep an eye on in the next day or so. And how about VSCO right here? Victoria. Oh, no, I do know this company. I didn't even realize that was Victoria's Secret when I wrote it down. VSCO. And we do know that's rolling up into the top, guys. That should run up a little bit there. VSCO. Not sure what's going on there, but Victoria's Secret's looking pretty good right there, I must say. So keep an eye on that one. I do know that one actually. And here is AIR. We already looked at AIRE, the other air. And I do know this one too, AAR Corp. And it's an aerospace and defense one. And look at that thing getting set up. They do have earnings coming up on September 23rd. So we'll keep an eye on it, but it is far enough out. I don't like to play earnings, guys. I just don't understand them. Everything always does the complete opposite. I just don't get it. So we play around the earnings and we do perfectly fine. But that's why I always look to make sure I know when earnings are. And yeah, this thing air looks like it's getting set up. And I know we look at that when we look at aerospace and defense because it's one of the first ones that comes up because they come up alphabetically. So HLIT, this one I didn't know, Harmonic. And I said, I don't know that, but guess what? A lot of these communication equipment ones, and you can see this one wants to roll up and continue up right there. And speaking of these communication ones, yeah, a lot of these things were like kind of running up or they've already run up. And some the other ones like ASTS right there, Space Mobile, that's been way down. That's taken some big dumps and the big dumps, a big dumping right there. And yeah, this one's going to get set up right here. I don't think it's ready just yet, but let that get set up. So I'll be keeping an eye on that one. I've been watching that because it was been dipping down there for us. And yeah, I was just kind of curling through. AUDC had some momentum. This one was popping up there. BDC. So there's a ton of them, guys, in this space right here. Look at that DGII. So yeah, you can take a look at these and see what's up with them. They are the communication equipment ones, and you can easily get in there from HLIT Harmonic. And like I said, not familiar with the company, but it does look pretty good, I must say. And here's another one right here. What was it? CENX right there. And this was Century Aluminum Company, and it did run up pretty well today, but looks like it wants to continue, honestly. So keep your eye on that for some momentum. And there you go with that scanner list right there. Laptop Travel, thought you would like some of them. They are getting set up, that's for sure. So we'll keep our eye on that scanner and that list right there because that looks like it's going to be providing some good ones, I would assume. And I make scanners and I check them out. I let them run, see what happens with them. I do my own back testing, to be honest with you. And then I can pick out the patterns pretty quick. And then we know which scanners are really good. And I've made a bunch, that, and I use them all the time because that's how you find these things popping up here in Laptop Travel. He's been mastering them lately. He's got his tweaked to like a certain way where they're really popping up some good ones. So he's finding all kinds of stuff. We're finding everything. It's amazing. It's a great time. And that's what we like to do. We like to have a lot of fun with everybody. That's what we do. We try to make it entertaining, have fun, but also educational, and also make sure everybody's account's growing. And we're doing it smart. That's what it's all about. You got to trade smart, lock in those profits. I always say it every day. And if you didn't listen to the beginning of the show, listen to the very beginning, NXTT. You're going to listen to why you need to trade smart and lock in those profits. It's a great lesson right there. And here we go. Laptop Travel. Oh, I'll hop on here. I know you posted your list over here for me. And let me just hop on real quick. I didn't even have time My head was kind of spinning after that ETF show. I don't know what was going on in there, but it was all kinds of crazy. But anyway, here we go. Let me see. I don't even know which one Laptop Travels was. Hold on one second. Let me see. I think, oh, here we go. ADBV, that was it. Let me go through a few of these real quick because Laptop Travels list is going to be fire right here. It is like every single night. And here we are, ADVB. And if you want, jot these down. I usually have them written down in the Laptop Travel column, but again, the after the ETF show, I had was like, holy cow, that was a wild show. And it was only wild because all the technical difficulties were just so crazy. And so we will definitely redo that show this weekend. And you guys know what is going on with the coin, and we're going to get that bad boy cruising. But here we go with DGLY. And oh, yeah, let me look at this thing first. ADBV. I can't even say it. ADVB. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, that's in that channel curling up right there. And you always know in your 20s meeting your 50 right there, you're getting set up. So you might have a day or two more where it bounces around right before it really gets cruising right there. Laptop Travel, you know that. But your lists are always nice. And Digital Ally, we're familiar with this guy right here. It did run up yesterday. Some healthy pullback, just like we're talking about. And that 20 is going to meet up with that 50. So it'll continue to bounce around. And that's a look that you can look for, guys, where your 20 and 50 meet up. We look for it often. And they get cruising right there. And GIPR, Generation Income Properties right here, that actually looks good, rolling off that 20. And these ones are all going to probably look pretty similar because, like I said, his scanner set up, and that one was already running up today at some point, 90 to 163 right there. So we might have to look at that, but it's going to stay running up there in that channel. So that one will be decent. GIPR, we haven't looked at that yet. And HBCU, let's see what that's up to right here. HBCU, I'm not sure if, what is that? I think that's what it says. It's actually not my writing, so maybe that's just an error right there. HCTI, I know that is one, though. That's a healthcare triangle. We've run this thing up over 100% before. I know that. And HCTI right here is looking really good, that healthcare triangle. And again, I know we ran it up this reverse split. I know that because the price wasn't up there. It was like pennies before. So it did reverse split at some point. I just don't see the S anywhere. But anyway, there you go with healthcare triangle. HCTI, that one is getting set up. Has some momentum going in there for tomorrow. HTOO is Fusion Fuel Green, whatever it is. I know we've looked at this before, and that's getting to be set up. And that one could be a next weeker right there. And some of these could be better for next week as they get set up because tomorrow's a Friday, obviously. But there will be runners tomorrow. This one could be. Oh, that one's already popped up. I didn't cheat, but I was just looking at the setup, and then I happened to look up and saw that it was at $6 right there. But yeah, that's already popping. That one looked like it was about to get rolling right there. Now you can see why it did get popping. And so that one you might want to look at in the morning for a momentum play because it's already moving, and they're the ones that continue to move early in the morning right there. So there you go, Laptop Travel. That one already went cruising for you. JDZG is that Jyad or whatever. It's a China one. We looked at it last night. It was cruising around a little bit today, and that one's in that channel. Probably going to be a good one for next week. And a lot of these China ones are getting cruising there. KXIN's another China one, auto and the auto and truck dealership. We're familiar with this. That just ran up yesterday. It looks like it was pulling back today. So we'll look at that tomorrow. NCNA, we haven't looked at this in a while, New Canada. And let's see, they've recently split down here, had earnings, and that is looking good. So now you can see why the scanners are so important because these are how Laptop Travel generally finds most of these. He just gets a scanner, plugs it in the right way, and that's the hardest part is getting your algorithms and everything right. And once you play around with it and figure out what you like and what you want to look at, you figure them out, and then you start pulling them up like this. And that is a good look right there on NCNA, I must say. And ONFO, is that what that is? I'm not familiar with Onfolio. Let's see. That one's curling up through that MACD. It made a nice hard curl up today and looking pretty decent right there. Look at that. Yeah, that ran up at some point too to 155. It does. Does it say 155 or around there? No, 114. So I don't know when it ran up, either in the morning or something, but that one spiked up. So another one, we'd have to look at that tomorrow. When they spike up like that and they have that look, and now you see why I look at two charts, guys, and I love my FinViz and TrendSpider, and that's what I'm looking at. If you guys are wondering what the heck I'm going back and forth to, this is TrendSpider right here, and it is amazing. If anyone has any questions about that, we've done shows on it, and Nader comes on, shows all the cool stuff they have, and I have a cool affiliate thing that you can get hooked up for it. And anyway, that's that, and here's your FinViz, and I actually am the person, guys, that got FinViz to start changing their charts from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. They used to be, 7 or 9:30, really. They would change at 7 a.m. for the pre-market, but the charting would really start at 9. The after hours candle doesn't move, but they added this purple thing, so you do know where the price moves, which I do like that. That's pretty cool right there. But the candle stays as it closed at 4 o'clock, and the pre-market candle does move. So kind of interesting. But yeah, and I like they always give me props for helping out and some good ideas to them. So I do love FinViz for that. But no, I'm just kidding. FinViz is awesome. They've been around. I've been looking at them for almost my entire time. I've been looking at stock charts, guys. I stumbled upon this site, had no idea what it even was. And again, I just taught myself everything that I kind of know over the 20-some years. But FinViz has been a part of my life for that long. I know that. It's been part of my life for a long time. TrendSpider has been a part of my life for the last 2 years, I believe. And I don't think I could go without it now because it is that important to me. It's amazing. So anyway, any questions, like I said, feel free to ask. And I just wanted to let you guys know what I clicking back and forth and looking at two different charts there. But there you go with that. And here you go. Oh man, what I do? ONFO. That was the last one, I think, maybe. I'm not even sure. I lost where I was on the chart or where I was on the page right there. But anyway, I have no idea. Hold on one sec. Let me figure this out. Oh, no, there's two more. SONN. And here you go. Oh, that was a good one. You put that on the list last night, and that was moving along right there. And the Xena, we've been looking at this thing too, and it was cruising up a little today. And that one looks good. So, guys, that's a good list right there. So there you go. Make sure you kind of jot them down. Like I said, I didn't have time to write them down. I usually do write down the laptop travel list, and that what did I type in? Because I was going to Warner Brothers. This one popped up today. I did see that one up there. It's in the top. WBD, and I think a lot. There you go, 12 to 17. It's at 775 right now, as you can see. And PSKY right here is Paramount, and that jumped up. So a lot of the entertainment business companies jumped up. I don't even know what happened today. I have no idea what they did. Discovery I have no idea. Anyway, I don't follow the news. It doesn't even matter. We just look at stock charts here. But there you go with Paramount and and whatever the other one was. What the heck was it that we just looked at? Warner Brothers. I forgot that fast. Holy cow. And Disney, we always look at that anyway. And let's check that. If I could type it in for you guys, there you go. And Disney, remember I was telling you guys Disney's been getting set up right there. And there you go. They were popping up there. Here, I'll look at that thing. Luis Rodriguez, your list keeps popping around there for some reason and jumping off my thing. So I'll have to come back to that. I'll run through the rest of the stuff. And then if you can, just throw it up there. I'll look at everything and check that out. And here we go. We'll go through our Joey's Jams real quick. These are some good ones because all of these were looking pretty decent, I must say. Agrify was trying to roll off and unfortunately didn't do exactly that. It's pulling back, and we'll see. This is a cannabis one. Speaking of that, let's see what MSOS is doing. I thought it was pulling back there, so getting a little pullback on the cannabis industry right there at the moment. BLNK, Blink was moving. We thought that was looking pretty decent. But these ones are looking good right here. Sezzle's getting set up right there. But this one right here, Sterling was looking really good. That was on the night note, and that was up right there. And then Rivian was not, but it was up a little bit. And Symbotic was looking pretty good. It was up a little bit right there. That's getting set up. Nike's just getting set up as well. And DXYZ right here. You know this one's going to be a good one, guys. And that's a way to invest into SpaceX, which is a private company, obviously run by Elon. This and SATS right here are the two ways. And let this one pull back because they had just bought all these Spectrum licenses or something it's called. I forget. I had to write it down. There you go. Spectrum licenses. Look at that. SpaceX to buy EchoStar Spectrum licenses in US $17 billion deal. Holy cow, guys. Can you imagine? And they had just sold some. Who the heck did they sell them to before that? They sold them like IBM or somebody. I forget who it was. But anyway, yeah, some kind of Spectrum license. Don't we all wish we had bought a few of them before? I don't even know what they are. I bet our buddy from last night, Wit, I bet he might have a few. Damer, his last name is. I'll say it correctly. And if you didn't listen last night, we talked to him and he has infinite quant. And he was like, I'm telling you, this guy was so early to the party on so many things. He was setting up them data centers like a decade ago, guys, and like lots of them. And guess what's pretty big right now? Data centers. He was in crypto like, what do you say, like years ago. He was super early in crypto, and then he has this whole entire trading platform. It's kind of like a prop firm almost, but not necessarily the same as most of them because this runs off of a blockchain. It's quite fascinating. I've known him for almost a year now and known about the platform. It used to be called Delta Prop Shop, and he rebranded it all. It looks awesome. So you can check that out as well. It is infinitequant.app.app, he said. So you can check that site out. We had him on last night, but yeah, he might have a couple Spectrum licenses. I should have asked him. And like I said, that guy is super early to the parties. It's crazy. When he's told me his background and what he's done, I'm like, dude, you were like early for everything. It's always nice to be that early in things and people look at you like you're insane, and then all of a sudden everyone looks at you like you're a genius because that dude is a bright guy, I'll tell you right now. So anyway, here we go, and we'll roll through our SPY Mag 7 big caps and everybody else because our SPY was cruising along right there and it looks pretty good rolling up. And we did have what our PPI was today and CPI was yesterday. The core CPI was today, the PPI was yesterday. I keep confusing the two. I don't know why, but anyway, we had CPI today. They weren't too bad. Here, I'll run through our news real quick. Trump's tariff revenue just hit another month. Oh, we got to see what it is. Last month, it was $27.7 billion. It neared $30 billion, guys. Holy cow. And these morons want to have this go to the court system and pay this back. How are we going to pay back $30 billion plus 20? You're talking $57.7 billion in 2 months, guys. Holy cow. Why don't we take that money and provide security, like armed security in all of our schools across the country? That might be a really good idea now that we have $57.7 billion extra from tariffs. I mean, holy cow, that's a lot of money. $30 billion. Wow. It got even more. So I don't think them tariffs are really hurting. And I think these people are insane even bringing it up. They're trying to destroy the country. Clearly, they don't want Trump to succeed. And isn't it crazy how politics, and we don't really necessarily get into politics. We'll talk a little bit on here. I don't care who anyone votes for. All I'm going to say is, how crazy is it that a lot of friends I know have been unfriended from people? I didn't unfriend anybody. I could care less what people post, to be honest. But a lot of people have been unfriended in this last day. I mean, holy cow, some of the messages are wild online, guys. So I don't know. It doesn't matter what party you really affiliate with. At the end of the day, I think everybody should know that violence isn't the answer, and everybody has an opinion, and they obviously feel like their opinion is what should be right and what should happen. And it's not always the case, clearly. And sometimes you got to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and say, hey, there's another side to this, and let's find out. So again, I don't care who you vote for, who you even like, or what party you affiliate with. It's just kind of common sense, and everybody should just kind of be peaceful. And obviously, you can have a great conversation. And I know a lot of people that hit me up on here obviously don't have the same political views as I do because we talk about stuff, but they say they like the show and the way I kind of present it because, again, I'm not pushy about anything. I don't really care. Not trying to change anyone's mind. I just point out things that I see and just try to be real and honest, guys. That's all I do on the show. And you guys that listen, you know that. So I point out the things that I see. I may not always be right, but I'm just I'm just a dummy from a small town that knows how to read stock charts real well, and we do really well. So anyway, let's keep on cruising right through. And we did our SPY, and here we go with Apple and all that. But yeah, just crazy day. Obviously 9/11, and you got to remember everybody from 9/11. And Laptop Travel, he wrote a great article on 9/11. It didn't have anything to do with the stock market, and I posted it out earlier, but you guys can check it out. And Laptop Travel has a great newsletter, guys. It's incredible. He gives a lot of great information, and he's like I said, he's really stepped it up tenfold lately and is on fire right now. So you can check out his newsletter. I post it out pretty often as well. So there you go with that. And here we go with Apple or Mag 7, and Apple was pulling back. And again, they didn't have any AI to do with their Siri. They needed AI on their iPhone. They didn't do it. They had AI in their ear pod. What the heck are they called? Ear pods, right? Oh my God. What did I say last night? Earbuds. So it's ear pods. Is that what it is? I forget what they're called. I don't even wear the things. Anyway, they have that AI technology in them things now, and it's going to be able to translate like live, like different languages. Guys, that's like cutting edge right there. I would think that would be pretty amazing. As a matter of fact, when they announced it, the stock went up a little bit, and then all of a sudden they put out the iPhone 17 and said that Siri wasn't running with AI yet, and it was like dun dun dun, and it came right down. So you did have some pullback there. It's going to get set back up. It's not exactly ready unless it pops up really well tomorrow. And it doesn't look like it wants to, so I'd keep an eye on it. And we'll see what this whole Mag 7's doing here, because Amazon was pulling back, and it was looking pretty decent the last few days there. But you're coming back to your 20. And again, Fridays, they love to leave the market at the end of Friday, so you have no idea what's going to happen Monday. They do it every single week. So I've been used to it, and it's like a coin flip. We come on Sunday nights. We do these shows. Anyone just tuned in? This show we do 8 p.m. Sunday night through Thursday night. So this will be the last night of the week. But we do our pre-market show at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. And we will be on tomorrow morning. And we do rip right through the market, find out what's popping. So not only do we go and find out what's happening at nighttime, we also find out what's happening in the market in the morning, because at 4 a.m., the market's crazy. And if anybody's up trading or wants to be up trading, Laptop Travel absolutely destroys it. He has an entire section in our Discord called the 4 a.m. Warriors. And I'm pretty sure he's like 8 days in a row he's hitting like over 100%er, but some of them gone like 4,000% plus. They're wild, guys, and it's been pretty crazy. And I'm telling you, we're just getting started in there. So that's why I'm saying it's pretty amazing inside our Discord. But anyway, here we go. And Amazon, a little bit of pullback right there. And I think your Mag 7 is kind of getting set up for next week's rate cuts, to be honest with you. It's been kind of run up like Google. So it probably should pull back a little bit at the moment, including Meta right here. So I would say just watch the Mag 7 tomorrow. I don't think they're really going to be huge traders tomorrow as I'm going through. And you can see NVIDIA is getting set up, but I think it might bounce off that MACD, come down a little bit. The only one would be this one right here, guys, Tesla. So that's probably the only one. Honestly, I'm going to stick on the night note for the Mag 7 is right there, Tesla, because it's the only one that really looks pretty decent going through them going into tomorrow. But let's look at these guys, because AMC is getting there, guys. And remember what I've been saying for like a month and a half. These meme stocks, AMC, GameStop, sort of things like that, they may kick off this big boom. And look at that setup right there. So you have AMC looking pretty good at the moment. So you might want to be keeping an eye on that. And I was saying that for a little while now. GameStop is going to start ripping back up. It had its earnings. It had a little healthy pullback. And now it wants to roll back up. And our Chewy, look at it, guys. It had that nice dip yesterday. I think that might be a great opportunity. Let's keep an eye on it tomorrow, but I think it's going to be a good opportunity for our Chewy right there. It's just been running up really well. It just has a little setup period, and I think we can catch that one as well. It's just not obviously ready yet. And Unity could roll off and go up, but that one's run up quite a bit for us too. So we'll keep an eye on our Unity right there as we do each night. Netflix is looking good. It took a big dip today. I don't know what was happening there, but it was sitting on that trend line looking nice. And this is Warner Brothers Discovery soars on rumored Paramount Skydance bid. So that's what was happening. They're like buying each other out. So yeah, and then Netflix, I don't know what happened. Their chief product officer, Inuse Kim, to leave. That probably made a dip, I bet. And so yeah, there you go. And interesting right there because it did look pretty well, and then it took a nice dip today. So Netflix pulling back pretty well, and that's why sometimes you just don't know exactly what the market's going to do every day. You see that red look right there, like, I could have a little bit of pullback, but it's setting up to be nice. And obviously you're going to still have it popping up. It's in a bullish trend, but now you're going to get a way better opportunity, a better buy opportunity clearly than you would have right in this area and it popping up there. So we'll be eyeing up Netflix as it gets set back up. AVGO, that was pulling back a little bit, but also ran up pretty big with the whole Oracle thing. So that had already been running up. MU is running today, though, guys. That one looked good and possibly could continue some momentum tomorrow morning. So you might want to keep an eye on good old MU. And your TSM had a little pullback, but ran up, and I think it was at its all-time highs yesterday right there, and doesn't look too bad, even if it has a little healthy pullback, not looking terrible. And how about your SMCI right here? And that did not look bad at all. It ran up in the after hours. I did see that, and we do look at Dell right after right now because Kramer was saying that he was all over Dell and he didn't like SMCI. And Dell looked good last night. I can't say that it didn't, but let's see because SMCI is running up there. Dell, yeah, it's running up today. It's getting set up. I could say that they both look pretty good, to be honest with you. So there you go with your little Kramer action that we were looking at. Dell and SMCI, and he did say the other day that he didn't like SMCI, he liked Dell. And the minute he said that, it was right here, guys. He said it on that red candle, and it went popping up there. And I was like, what is he looking at? And it popped the next day. And then Dell does look pretty good, but they're both looking pretty appetizing, I must say, there for Dell and SMCI. So you might not go wrong with either of them. And AMD right here finally got that trend line. I was waiting for that thing to see where it would get some support down there. So that just built itself on there. So that's good. And now we know that AMD is going to be getting set up for next week right there. So could have a little more drawback there, but it isn't looking bad for AMD finally. And QCOM right here, we've known it's going to run up, and you're going to see that one pop up tomorrow. So you might want to keep an eye on QCOM tomorrow. Snow, a little bit of pullback today. I think that one's just getting set up for next week right there. PayPal looking a little better after the pullback yesterday, as a matter of fact, and probably making a base down here, as you can see, has a little setup time. And can clearly, these things are going to get pretty set up going into next week because we know the rate cut is coming on Wednesday. I mean, it's pretty clear cut at this point that everybody knows. Everyone thought I was insane months ago when I was saying it, but now it's pretty it's right there. We all know it's going to happen. And again, I already looked right there, and it's definitely going to be the 0.25. What happened to it? It just disappeared. I don't even know where the chart went. Huh, that was weird. Anyway, where did the chart go? I'll bring it back up there. And yeah, it's definitely a 0.25. There's no way that thing's going to jump off that cliff in a week. I don't think so. I'll look at it each day. I always do. And we'll keep an eye on it. Our Intel right here, just a little healthy, easy pullback. Remember, the country has a stake in this company or something. So you can only imagine that will do pretty well. We just looked at Dell, as a matter of fact. And here is IBM, and we were all over this early. And remember exactly what I said, guys. It'll hit the 50, pull back, and then get set back up. There you go right there. And we had that coming off the bottom, so that was a beautiful one right there, and we played it perfectly. And PLTR right here, Palantir, down a little bit, but holy cow, what a great setup. And that thing's going to get ripping again, so you don't even have to worry. And Sophie's looking good too. That should be getting curled up right there. I would assume it's getting back up on that trend line in the 2660 area to get rolling. You do have that little pullback. It's trying to fight its way through, but it should beat it and get up there. And again, I'll look at them tomorrow going into a Friday. They'll leave it where you can't tell, but I think the markets are obviously, we know they're getting set up to rip for next week. So crypto's crazy, the markets are crazy, everything's beautiful. And here is Mara right here, MARA. And this bad boy is a crypto miner company and not looking bad. It was actually looking pretty good going into this week, and it had run up. Riot had been running up, spiked up today, and now it's coming back out of that top right there. And CleanSpark wasn't looking bad, actually. I don't know if I would be playing it. The miners at this moment either. You can play the quick pops on them, but like I've said, I don't think the miners will be as good as opportunities as they were last time. Mara and Riot ran astronomical, I think up to like $100 or something crazy in the last time time the crypto ran. And yeah, they may do it again, but I just think that your better options are going to be with the coins this time. And so we go through all that as well. But anyway, that is your crypto miners right there. And of course, we look at MicroStrategy. That's Microsoft. And this is MicroStrategy right here. And I don't know how Sayer feels about the Trump family, because they actually want to take over as the biggest Bitcoin holders. But Sayer looks pretty good right there. That thing looks pretty nice on MicroStrategy to try to curl up. That looks like it's getting ready to roll. So, and again, crypto's going to roll, Bitcoin's going to move, MicroStrategy is going to go up. He has 3%. He owns the most amount of crypto. And here is Robinhood right here, and it's been in that bullish state. They bullish channel. They had a Robinhood event the other day. I don't know if you guys caught it. They're going to have they had some really cool releases for the platform, and then they're going to have a whole social media aspect as well. And I was saying, not sure how great of an idea it is, but hey, whatever. Everybody wants to have a social media thing, and go for it. I just don't think they're going to be able to get the market share like X does. So it's just one of them things that you look at and you say, can we really compete? And that's business 101. Can we be a competitor with the number one or the number two? And really, there's a number one. It's called X. And can you compete with it? And they just have too big of a market share, and they do too much and everything. So yeah, you'll get your people in there, but I think most of the big people that you already follow that are on X and they do their thing, I don't think they're going to gravitate to like the Robinhood social medias or anywhere else, to be completely honest with you. I think they're going to stick to X because X is going to be there and be pretty consistent, I would say. So, and it will always be changing with the AI and Elon running it. So it's pretty awesome. And I tell you guys that they all are, I'm not saying X's, but all these platforms that want to do these social media things for FinTwit are all missing the biggest thing. And I know because I've seen what they're all doing, and I know what the biggest thing is going to be in the future now. And they're all just missing it completely. I just don't understand. But hey, what do I know? Like I said, I don't know anything. We said it last night. I always told StockTwits everything to change the company and monetize it better. And all I asked is to do my show on their Spaces. They didn't have anybody on Spaces at this point, guys. They didn't have one show. The owner, Howard, wasn't even doing his Friends with Trends yet on the show. He started doing it after I said something, as a matter of fact. And yeah, I never did a show on there, and all of a sudden they changed the whole company around. So it's too funny. I must not know anything in the space, but yeah, I did that for them. That's for sure. And that's a fact. I have every single correspondence. And like I said, Shiv definitely knows. He's the president of the company. He knows I gave him every single idea. They didn't have one idea going on, I promise you. There was nothing going on in the company when I came to him and said, yeah, why are you guys not doing this, this, and this? You have 1 million followers on X and you got a big platform. You can actually monetize it. And they've done a bunch of stuff since. And so I don't know. But anyway, like I said, what do I know, guys? Anyway, here we go. What Coinbase is setting up, and bam, there you go. We've been saying this, and this thing's going to get running up there, up 2%, almost 3 today, and it's going to continue to move. So there you go with Coinbase. And let's see what our bull is doing. It's up a little bit. It's trying to get set up here. It's not ready, as we've been saying. And it's looking a little better today. So I'll look at it tomorrow. You're getting set up, like I said. and it's not looking terrible. It's just in that setup period, it's not looking like Coinbase and Robinhood at the moment, where they're kind of blasting up somewhat. Space right here is looking good. I've been saying this. Virgin Galactic, guys, you should keep an eye on this thing because that thing looks really good. And your Boeing was down. I saw that take a big dip, and we'll see how far that wants to come down right there. You know it will rebound, so that'll be a good opportunity. And here's your DJT right here, your Trump Media, and that is looking good. It's been setting up. That was definitely your bottom right there at your 1643, and you're only in your 1690s, and it is looking pretty healthy. And that fun, I'm telling you, this one wants to get fun. And we've talked about this plenty of times, PHUN, and it does look pretty good today. Again, it was pulling back yesterday, but looking good again today. And that is going to get set up. And of course, our McDonald's right here was pulling back, and that's hitting that 50. We'll see. It looks like it wants to come down a little bit. I don't know if it's going to hold up on that 50. And again, tomorrow is probably just going to stay in that channel. So we'll figure that one out probably for more or less for next week, I would say. And Disney, we were already talking about rolling back up there, and Paramount and all them guys were kind of moving around. Oxy right here down a little bit, but setting up. And as we've been saying, that oil and gas is looking good. And ExxonMobil had a little slight pullback, and it was probably healthy right there. So that is our SPY, Mag 7, Big Caps, and all them guys that we go through each night. So again, if you're just tuned in, we do a list each night. We go through a bunch of stocks, and we go through a list of Big Caps and Mag 7 and all them guys as well. So there you go. And let's hop on over and see what you guys have to offer, because I can only imagine there's a few things to look at. And there's our Michael Anthony down there. I knew he would tune in. I was talking about you earlier there, Michael Anthony, and we knew you'd tune in towards the end of the show. And here we go. Let's take a look and see what's going on here. Let me see. I'm just going to scroll through 8 days in a row at 100% or 3 days in a row at 1,000% winner right there for in the Discord. So there you go. And tip of the day, with rate cuts next week, billions of dollars are going into crypto and crypto ETFs. So ORBS, BMNR, MicroStrategy, ABTC are all going to look really good, guys. And I have to agree with the Laptop Travel. This is at ONTC or whatever, OCCO or whatever the hell it was, that ran up this week, and they changed their stock ticker, I believe, didn't they? Let's see. They had to have, because that was definitely that company, and it ran up all like that. And I remember seeing it right there, and I could tell by the chart. So yeah, that one will get cruising back up there. What was it? OCTO or something? I forget what the heck it was. What the heck was that thing? I totally forget. It was on my list somewhere. Anyway, Octo right there, OCTO. I was right. So yeah, that's where it goes back to, ORBS. So they did change their stock ticker right there. And let's see what else is going on right here. The Wolves. Let's see. Is that a hidden signal to buy the Wolf? We had Wolf and Wolf right here. Let's see. Wolf speed is looking pretty good. That could have some Wolf speed tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So that is your WOLF. And then your Terror Wolf is WULF right here. And that is Terror Wolf. And that looks pretty good to run up into the top tomorrow some more. So both the Wolves look pretty good at the moment, I must say. I would say Wolf Speed's probably your better opportunity, only because it's down here, and Terror Wolf's already run up, and you can see that this is trying to climb back up towards the top and bounce off of that trend line right there. I would say Wolf right there is looking pretty healthy, so keep an eye on WOLF right there. I would say it looks pretty good. And let's see what else is going on. Let me see. And Deep Soul Diving was asking why so many companies announced right after the close the reverse splits. And we were talking about NXTT. And again, if you're just tuning in, be sure after the show to check out the beginning of the show. I gave a really educational discussion about trading NXTT today and my experience with it and what happened. So you might want to check that out. It's probably a really good listen, I bet. Not because of me, but I think the information will be pretty good. That's all. And NXTT right here, They did. They named they called out a reverse split right at 4 o'clock, guys. The thing was cruising at like 37 cents at 359, and the next thing you know, it starts dipping down into like the 18 cents, and now it's in the 16s. It was crazy, guys. So why did they do that? Deep soul diving, because apparently a lot of people were trading it. Do you know what the volume was on it? 748 million. There's a lot of money in it. And everybody that was trading it that held it probably just gave him a donation, because do you really think, you guys know what happens after reverse split? We'll follow it for the reverse split there, but because they do pop back up, but once it gets diluted like that, you're pretty screwed. We all been through them, so we all kind of know. And there you go with that. And I am looking at the minute charts there, so I was talking about that also on the beginning of the show, and the hotkeys for sure on Webull. And let's see what else is going on here. Let me see, Doug. Laptop Travel says what he does is he sells 60 or 70% at the top price targets, then play with free house money. And I do that often as well. I was telling a story about Next today, and I said it's an all or nothing thing today. I didn't care. I was just like, I don't feel like really watching it. And I tell the story what happened, so you can go back and listen and where exactly I sold it at. And I'll just tell you, I got lucky. Okay. So, but I also am learning the minute charts right here, and kind of could tell where it topped out. And I think we're catching on to some. So you can hear that whole discussion. And when the show ends, just click on the replay real quick and just listen to the very beginning, first stock, right when we start the show there. So there you go. And that would definitely help take away the emotions. And once you have your original investment plus a small profit, then you can enjoy playing with the house money. And I've said that many, many times. I try to do that if I go play blackjack and any kind of thing, because that's what you have to do. And this YAAS we've mentioned yesterday, and this thing looks like it's trying to get ready to roll up there. So that one doesn't look bad. Go into Discord and check out YAAS play, 2-day play. Loser to winner. It's a great story right there. So there you go with that. And let's see what else is going on a little behind the show. But yeah, Zach was hopping on, and everyone is watching ASST with the Stripe merger right there. So let's see. I didn't even know they were merging. But anyway, that's asset entities. And I know we had been looking at it before. Oh, yeah, we had talked about that thing the other day, didn't we, with the whatever they were merging with. Yeah, we did mention that because ASST was running up there. So we will keep an eye on that one right there. And let's see what else is going on. Yeah, Laptop Travel, he started with graph paper and colored pencils and weekly subscription to Barron's, guys. That's how long he's been trading for. So he's been trading for a really long time, I'd say. He was trading way before I was trading. I know that. And Rich Tech Robotics, Zach, we already looked at that one, but here you go again. It is looking really good to get through. I was saying should bounce right off that 335 area. I know it was down a little bit right there, but it should pick up that momentum tomorrow and get cruising up. It looks pretty good to me at the moment, I must say. And let's see, Deep Soul Diving said he sold open when it started to dip, and because he thought it was done, and then it continued to go up like another 6,000%. It happens, Deep Soul Diving. I tell the story all the time. FFIE, it went over 8,000% in 10 days. It's not FFIE anymore. They changed it to what? Faraday, Future Faraday, whatever the hell it is. Nope. Future Faraday. That's it. Faraday Future Intelligent, FFAI. That's what it is. I tell the story. This thing ran over 8,000% in 10 days, guys. I sold the majority of my position, like Laptop Travel was saying. I got out because it looked like it was good to keep running up, but it got to 2,000%. I was like, there's no way this thing could just keep running. I'm amazed. Like, this chart just keeps looking good. And I just, I have to just lock in the profit. So I'll just, sell most of it, and I'll keep some if it continues to go up. Guys, it went up another 6,000+%. It went over 8,000% in 10 days. It was insane. And I did have a little bit at the end, but I wish I had had that full position, because that would have been crazy. But at the end of the day, it's a great story, and I can tell you guys about it. I'm still here, I'm alive, and I did well off of it. So that's this. That's the point of the story. You sell them early, they still go up. I'm telling you, I sell them, they pop up even more every time. It's like it's just what happens, guys, and everybody probably feels that way as well. And that's why I'm telling you, it's okay to feel that way. Just don't get upset about it. Just lock in those profits and be happy, because it is really hard to tell where the tops are, and you just never know the market conditions at any moment. The person with the most shares can throw. He can be like, "Oh, I'm done with this one," and guess what? It's going to do. It's going to dip. So, just a little heads up, and again, listen to the beginning of the show, and there you go. And yeah, laptop travel, you've definitely adapted to the times, and I talk about that all the time. You have to pivot nonstop, and we do it all the time. And I've talked about, I've traded on E-Trade like my entire life, and now I'm using Webull, because in order to trade right in this market, guys, I'm telling you, you kind of need Webull. Maybe Robinhood works as well, but the Webull, you trade at 4 a.m., 8 p.m., all the time. It doesn't matter. It's crazy. I don't even know how it works, but it does. And yeah, ever since I started using it, it's been way better, guys. I'll tell you that. I can definitely tell you I've been doing better just using the Webull. So just a little idea for that. RCAT, great news. They bought it on the news. Approved for NATO drones right there. So watch out, Russia. Poland's already buying a ton of drones. And there you go with that one. And let's see what else is going on here. And BMNR is getting ready. ORBS right there. Did we look at that one? Let me see. Was that crypto one? I don't even remember now. No, that was that one that we were talking about. So that is a crypto one, but that's at Octo right there. So just let that pull back a little bit more, and you know it's going to run back up. It might not go to its high again, but it'll get cruising. It'll be a nice runner. So that is ORBS now. So I have to write that down because I forget, even though Octo will take you over there if you type in OCTO. It will take you right to ORBS. They just changed the stock ticker, so there you go. And Deleted, how are you, dude? And did you go over TNFA? We will go over it right now since you requested it right there. So TNF Pharmaceuticals right here. I remember it recently split. You have been asking about it, and that is curling up pretty nice right there, I must say. It was running up today, TNFA, right? Yeah, TNFA. And that looks pretty good. Will it get through right there? It did just reverse split. You should get a little run up on that tomorrow. They're Deleted. So, guys, you guys can take a look at TNFA tomorrow, too. It does look and see if it can cross through. You already know it's got that pop up there for today to get to the line. If it's going to cross through, it's going to run up some more. So, that's how you can look at it and catch that little bit of momentum right there. That's for sure. Neo had a huge offering, and I know that's a Chinese like auto company or something right here, auto manufacturer in China. And what did they do today? They did something. You said had a huge offering, funds for future development. So China EV manufacturer, green light from there for this one. Laptop Travel said so. Keep your eye on good old Neo right there. NIO. Is that the one we were looking at earlier? I don't even remember. Oh no, we were looking at NEO. That thing looked good too. I was gonna say or something familiar with them letters, but that one was looking good, and we just happened to click on that when I tried to get the Neon, which is also trying to get set up. It just has some time for next week, so we'll keep an eye on that. And let's see what else is going on right here. And Laptop Travel, here's some great news right here. He's happy to report that he's been invited to speak on the Small Cap Show with the World Financial on Monday right there. So there you go with Wolf Financial. It's that's a and I read it wrong, but it's Wolf Financial, and I know it's a typo. And so awesome there, Laptop Travel, Wolf Financial, you got it. So thank you, Wolf, and the crew over there. And obviously they have some great shows all day. And Emp does a lot of the shows. Emp's the man. I'm telling you, I like Emp a lot. He's a really good dude. And yeah, he's just a really down to earth, good person. You can just tell he's a good person and a good guy. And they do a lot of great things over there at Wolf. So awesome, Laptop Travel. That'll be nice to have you on Monday with us. So that'll be pretty cool. And let's see, Tesla may hit that 400 target sooner than Luis Rodriguez was expecting. So, Michael Anthony, are you still bearish on Luis Rodriguez? I was telling everybody earlier how you hop on at the end of the show, and I had to whisper to you that Tesla was not going down to 250. And yeah, Tesla may go up to 450 before you ever see it go back down to 3. And it's just cruising, Michael Anthony. It looks really good right there. So there you are with that one. So don't be bearish on Tesla, whether you like Elon Tesla or not. I'll tell you what, them cyber trucks are like the ugliest thing you could ever see. They're great for marketing because they definitely grab your attention, but I don't think I'd ever drive one. But I'm just telling you what the stock chart always looks like, and you know that. I could care less about the companies. And you're welcome there, Doge Mama 9 from Laptop Travel. And TSLR, what is that one right here? Is that the long TSLA? Yeah. That looks real good, guys. You might want to jot that down right now. TSLR right there. Looks real good. That's your Tesla long 2-time ETF. So it'll be way cheaper than getting the Tesla options, obviously. And you can play Tesla that way. And Adobe popped up on earnings. It's up like $11. And you know, we were talking about that bad boy right there. So Adobe is cruising at like the 359, I think. ADBE right here. There you go. That did pop up and it pulled back a little bit, but that's going to get set up and keep running up there. It should anyway. Tomorrow with that jump up, and SNPS, is that one we were talking about last night? Synopsis or whatever. That did jump up. Remember we were talking about that trying to bounce, and I'd say it bounced more than I thought it was going to bounce, guys. I'm not going to lie. Up $50 today. So there you go with that one, SNPS. So keep an eye on that. Good eye with that one, Luis Rodriguez. And let's see what's going on right here. Let me see. It's been creeping up on low volume and algo trade. Not sure. Deep Soul diving out to ask you about that. Not sure when you had posted that one. And Laptop Travel said he knows that company Click. Well, I don't know anything about it, and I never even heard of it. So yeah, he's familiar with this, but it was looking good on the scanner to me. So there you go with that bad boy. And let's see right here. I think that's the list that we went through. I don't think we looked at KXIN, which is another China auto manufacturer, isn't it? Yeah, China auto and truck dealership. It was running up. I thought it was running up, a little healthy pullback. That could get set right back up there to run. What's Chipotle doing right here? CMG. And let's look at Chipotle Mexican Grill. That looks like it's bottoming out as well, guys. So that one could be a good opportunity. And again, they must have split. I know Michael Anthony told us last night they had reverse, or they did a split and got the price down, because I remember it was at like $300 or plus, and or maybe even more than that. So now it's in the 30s to make it more attractive. And now it's at the bottom. So CMG, you might want to keep an eye on that. Chipotle, and I was saying I don't really like their food, but there you go with Chipotle. And the stock could pay us so that we'll like that. That's about as much as we'll like on Chipotle, I think. And anyway, here we go. RDW. Let's see what that's doing right there, Michael Anthony. If I type it in right, it'll come up in a second. There you go. Redwire Corporation, Aerospace and Defense. That looks really good right there. And that's why I was saying earlier, this Michael Anthony gives us some really good ones, guys. I'm telling you. But the minute he said that Tesla was going to 250, I had to say, Michael Anthony, please don't say that in public. Please. I don't want you to sound like you're crazy there. So again, we have fun with Michael Anthony. He's a great person. Don't know him. He just hops on the show at the very end all the time and asks to look at a bunch of them. And we definitely love Michael Anthony on the show. He's a good dude. And he does give us a lot of great ones. I'm telling you that. That's CNC. Michael Anthony, I was talking about you earlier because of CNC right here. Did you see that one? You gave us that one way early. You gave it to us back here. I kept it on my list and watched it and had it on the night note when it was popping up there, Michael Anthony. So there you go. I keep an eye on these things, that's for sure. And Deep Soul Diving said, can't slow down. We have plans for tonight. That's right. Luis Rodriguez had a few of them that were good. There, Michael Anthony, you put the CNC. I didn't even see you posted it. I just mentioned it, and I looked down and saw it. Chewy had about 8 or more upgrades to 45. after dropping on earnings to about 8 on earnings or something like that, you were saying. But yeah, we were looking at Chewy already, and that should get set up. This Powell has been running up, guys, and looking good. You can keep an eye on Powell right there for tomorrow because that should have some momentum for you. Looking pretty good. Remember, I was talking about BIIB the other day, and I said, I don't know what the heck this company has going on. I had it on the list for you guys. And there you go, BIIB. I meant to put it down there today. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. So that one jumped up on my scanner and it grabbed my attention. REGN. This one tends to run. It's a biotech company, Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, and that's not looking bad right there. Ford is not Ford, the company, car company, because that's the letter F right here, Ford Motor, which is looking pretty decent at the moment. But this Ford ran pretty big the other day. It's Forward Industries. It's a footwear company. It's been up in the top right there, and that could keep that momentum in the morning, guys. So absolutely keep an eye on Ford right there. I know we had mentioned it the other day. Humana or whatever this is. Whoa, that was a big dip and bottomed out. To keep an eye on this to get set back up and run around for HUM. Didn't notice that dip there. And Cigna right here. Remember this one? We had run this up from the bottom, and it was running up pretty well. And that looks like it's going to run up some more. So keep an eye on CI right there. I do like that look. Let's see. Rocket Lab right here is RKLB. Good old Rocket Lab. That is definitely getting set up, guys. That's an aerospace and defense one. That's looking really good. We looked at Warner Brothers already. It's already popped up there. TTD's been way down, guys, and pulling back. So keeping an eye on that bad boy. I've been watching it. Hertz, we looked at, looking good to drive up. And that Circle is looking good, and we already looked at that as well. So thank you, Luis Rodriguez, with them bad boys. CNC. SUNE is what's Sun Nation. I know it's Sun Vikings, my buddy's landscaping companies. That's hilarious. I knew it was something. My buddy Derek, he does really nice work too. Anyway, but Sun Viking there. But anyway, this is Sun Nation, SUNE. And let's see what's going on here. This one is trying to get set up right there. It's a solar company. I knew that. And let's see right here. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. Deep Soul Diving. Can a stock go for years without a breakout? And this one, well, yeah, it can kind of. Wait, the solar industry will get popping again, but that one's just not ready yet. So it does look like it could pull back a little bit. Let's remember, tariffs are never paid. The other countries are never paid the other countries, but by the U.S. consumers who are paying these in the form of higher prices. That is true. It's not a country tax. It's passed through increases in price goods. And AirPods we were talking about, I keep calling them AirBuds for some reason because I don't own them and don't ever use them. And the AirPods on Apple's name brand for earbuds like Kleenex is for tissue. Yeah, they're definitely like the I agree, AirPods. Everybody knows what they are. I just always forget what they're called. And I constantly call them earbuds. I don't know why. I just always say that. And I just can't remember AirPod. And anyway, so the new AirPods do have the AI technology to be able to translate languages live, which is pretty cool, I must say. And let's see what else is going on. Oh yeah, SoundHound, that's been running up right there, setting up too. It ran up the other day, and yeah, you're gonna get a nice little run up on that one. That's a software application company right there. FBGL, what is that? FBLG, if I could read right anyway. FBLG, Fibrobiologics or something. And that's trying to get set up. I'd have to look at tomorrow. It does look like it's trying to bottom out there, Michael Anthony, but I'd have to look at that bad boy tomorrow and see. It had that spike up right there. It is. I'd assume it's trying to curl up, but I will take a look at it. FBLG. Let me jot that down right there. FBLG, and I can look at that. And let's see what else is going on right here. RNA had an upgrade, but doing an offering to raise cash, so you'll want to stay away from that. If they're having an offering, it'll pull back. But obviously, keep an eye on it because you know it'll get set up right there. And AMPX right here, Amperus or something like that. And guys, anyone new tuning into the show, I suffered a brain injury 2 years ago. My reading comprehension is just horrible. And so I try to read the names of the companies just so you guys can have some good entertainment value. So feel free to laugh at the names that I say because I probably don't pronounce any of them properly and or correct or whatever. And so feel free to have fun with that. And yeah, those of you that don't know, I got hit in the head pretty damn hard. This thing looks good, but I got hit in the head with a 10-ton jack with the pressure of a 2-story house a little over 2 years ago. It hit me right there. You can see the spot. And yeah, somehow I survived. I was floating through energy. It was a pretty wild story. And that's another day. I've told it many times. But anyway, my reading comprehension is terrible. So that's why I try to read the names of the companies. And if you hear me stumbling words or trying to read, I can sit here and talk and just do the show if I don't think about it. The minute I have to read stuff and try to like think about things, forget about it. My brain just doesn't work like it used to. It's very bizarre. And so yeah, I talk about my brain injury often on here and things that I deal with, but I can see a chart and see what's going on. And honestly, it's kind of bizarre. While I was in the hospital that night, I was literally looking at FinViz charts on my phone and telling my buddy he was so lucky that I could still see the charts. And I was completely out of my mind. I had a brain injury in the hospital. Let me leave 4 hours later with 4 stitches and told me I was perfectly fine. And I went into a haunted house a week later with strobe lights and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that's where the permanent damage from my sensory issues come from. I've mentioned it before. I was just in Niagara Falls, and I can't do my son won't stop talking about Wizard Golf. It was his favorite thing to do while we were away at Niagara Falls. I couldn't do it. I can't go in things with strobe lights, black lights, anything like that. I literally get nauseous. It's crazy. I have no idea why, but it is bizarre. So just giving you guys a heads up. So go ahead and feel free if I read his name of a company and it just sounds crazy and you're like, that's not the name of it. Feel free to have a good chuckle there. That's what it's for. So, Amprius Technologies, and again, no idea what they're called, but that is curling through and looking good. AMPX, who mentioned that? Luis Rodriguez is in a massive squeeze right there. I'd say that AMPX looks really good too. So, definitely keep an eye on that one tomorrow, guys. That one could be a good runner for you. Let's see what else is going on here. Open was up big there today, Michael Anthony. We did check that out. AMD still doing a little correction. We were talking about that. Going to throw some loose change at Tilray, and he bought 3,000 shares at 107. Let's look at our good old friend Tilray. And I do a series called High on Wall Street, and I do it for a cannabis coast to coast, and I don't know if I think they're changing the name again or possibly, I'm not sure. But anyway, you could check that out. It's a really good cannabis. If you're in the cannabis industry or anything, you like the news, it does have everything. The owner, Jimmy Young, he's a great guy. And so, yeah, I do my show High on Wall Street for that. And I always cover a cannabis company each week and do a little segment. And I do cover Tilray a lot and all these companies. So let's check it out. It looks like it could pull back a little bit more. I know MSOS was looking like it wanted to pull back. So you could get a little more pullback there on Tilray. It's trying to bottom out. We'll see exactly. We'll let it set up. We'll look at it, I think, more into next week. Luis Rodriguez, you'll probably be good. You're probably pretty safe with that entry. And then, yeah, it'll get crawled back up. And I do think that we'll see some kind of federal regulations and scheduling from 1-3 to 1 or 1-1 to 3, whatever it is. I always mix them up. We're going to see that fairly soon. And again, the midterms come up, guys. What a better way to get a lot of votes right there than to federally legalize cannabis and all that good stuff. You get a lot of voters. So there you are. AMD, we were talking about MSOS. There you go, Michael Anthony. You're just we were just talking about that as well. So that will come down a little bit more. You'll see it pull back some more. You said the 383. You're probably right there on that 50. You're probably right around right. And so can't disagree. And that's why I said, Michael Anthony, you do know what you're talking about. Just leave Tesla alone. I don't think you like the company. So just let them be because it's going to run up. Hewlett Packard right here, HPE. That looks good to run up some more right there. And let's see what else is going on. These miners will dip again. We were saying that as well. And like I say, I'm not into the miners as much. DKS is Dick's Sporting Goods right here, and let's see what they're up to. That's curling up real nice, and it must be sporting season, guys, because Dick's is looking good. Not that it's not always, but it is football season coming up. And yeah, Dick's is looking pretty good right there. You know why? The holiday season's coming up too, so that is looking pretty good. DKS did buy that, and there you go. Michael Anthony likes that. ORBS is backed by Dan Ives, Tom Lee, and Sam Altman was previously that Octo that ran. And Luis Rodriguez's Wolf Calls, his Terror Wolf, are up 48% right there. That fuel cell is looking good. We looked at it already, and that is looking really attractive for tomorrow. So keep an eye on that fuel cell right there, looking good. And ORBS look bad. That could fall to $2. Let's see what you're looking at here. We were just looking at it, but nah, I don't know if you're coming down that low. It's Michael Anthony. That one will get turned around fairly quick there because, and that's a crypto treasury one. It was just rolling the other day, and them things just get cruising. So that one will get rolling. Yep, I just noticed that you asked what it is. Yeah, it was OCTO. We ran it up yesterday from like $1 to like 80 something. It was insane, Michael Anthony. That was Monday morning, and then they changed the name of it, but it's a crypto treasury, and these things are just ripping, dude. It's like insane. It's the new trend right now. Become a crypto treasury, and your stock will pop like a maniac. So, and they're three of the biggest players right there. So you know that one's going to be rolling. And Michael Anthony, you're in Tesla now, so that is good, and that's nice to hear about that. And let's see, sales were down for August, and let's see what else is going on. Octo, he was saying that was a SPAC company, and we were just kind of talking about it. Let's see, Deep Soul Diving asking to check out WTF. Let's see what they're up to. And WTF right here, Watton Financial, maybe that looks pretty good to run up some more tomorrow. Wasn't this on the list the other day, guys, from the scanner? I swear it was. I remember this thing. I don't know if it was Laptop Travel or my scanner. Somebody's scanner picked this thing up the other day. I definitely remember that bad boy, WTF. And that thing is popping up, and that looks pretty good to try to continue up there tomorrow. Watton Financial, Watton, something like that. And that's fine. I'm not swearing. And there you go. And let's see what else. It's sensitivity. Can't even handle it. Love that ticker. Which one? DSD. Is that what, or the Dix one? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. What was Dix? I forget what Dix was. What the heck was Dix? DKS. I forgot what that was already that fast. But yeah, that one's not looking too bad to get set up. What's DSD right there? What the heck are you talking about? I don't even know what you guys are talking about down there. But again, you know that you can easily confuse me. It's not very difficult, that's for sure. And here we are. And I know Ma Sa, she was typing in. I wanted to see if she had she was saying a win is a win. There will always be something else. And I was talking about locking in profits at the beginning of the show. And Ma Sa, thank you for hanging out there and tuning in and chiming in there. But yeah, if you didn't listen to the beginning of the show, be sure to, when we're done, to go back and just listen to the first few minutes. I go through NXTT. I break it down, but I tell about the whole trade. I traded it today, and I tell you my experience, and I think it's a really good lesson and something that everybody should want to hear. And so, yeah, just take a listen to that. It might help you out in the future in the market, that's for sure. And let's see what else is going on here. I think we just got to everything somehow. I'm not sure how. And let's see, Joe Exotic. I wish he would get a pardon right there. You guys know I've been supporting him for sure. I feel bad for that poor guy. I mean, could you? I've said it before, but could you imagine? I mean, put yourself in his shoes. Every person that like was on that trial, they all admitted to perjury, like on live TV. They've all like all over the place. They've all been like, yeah, we lied about everything. And this poor guy's still sitting in prison. I just don't understand how that happens. Like he literally has to wait for for a pardon from Trump to get out of there. That just, I just, our judicial system is so crazy. And then you see guys, he posted it the other day. Some guy, I think molested two kids, and he got like he got out in like 8 years or something. He got it. No, he had $50,000 bond. That's what it was. I was like, yeah, he had like a $50,000 bond, and he like molested two kids. Like, what world are we living in, guys? Like, I just don't get it. And I asked Joe, you guys know I've interviewed him multiple times. I asked him straight up. He talks about it on the show. Like, when I interview him, I asked him about like the other people in prison. He's like, most of these guys are just old guys that literally had like drug charges. They're not even like violent people. They never had a violent arrest or anything, and they're in jail for like decades. It's insane. And guess who's paying for all that shit? We are. But yet they don't. They let child molesters out. They let the guy that we were talking about last night that unfortunately killed the poor Ukrainian girl on the train. And again, we were discussing this last night. His own sister said that he was like mentally ill and was trying to get help, and they just kept denying him everywhere. Like, how is that guy not institutionalized, and yet Joe Exotic is? I don't get it. And all the people that are in there for like cannabis charges from 20 years ago. Does anybody understand any of this stuff? Because I just don't get it, guys. And like I said, I might not be the brightest person, but I try to use logics in life, and it just seems logical to me that I'd rather have pedophiles and people committing like heinous crimes like that, and really killing people. Actually, they actually killed somebody, as opposed to Joe Exotic. That was like a Netflix show, and every single person involved in the case said that they were lying. How does that work? I don't get it, guys. So somebody could explain that to me. I would love it, because that's why that's why I do support the poor guy. I mean, can you imagine sitting in there? I'd hope somebody would support me too. You're sitting in there every single day looking at this like jail cell, and you're like, I shouldn't even be here, and I can't get the hell out. Like, I'm stuck in here, and there's nothing that can be done. Wild, guys. I mean, that happened, and he's not the only person. Like I said, there's tons of people in that situation, and yet tons of maniacs are walking free in our streets right now and like murdering people, and they just keep walking free. I have no idea what goes on. Anyway, there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty fun market review right there, and thank you everybody for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. I see a lot of people. And thanks, Zach Morris. He actually tweeted it out. I greatly appreciate that as well. So I'm gathering a lot of people saw Zach's tweet, and I hope you enjoyed the show. We do this show every evening at 8 p.m. Sunday night through Thursday night. And we also do a pre-market show at 7 a.m. every Monday through Friday. So we will be on at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we'll rock and roll right through the market. We'll see how the market's going to finish up for the week. We'll see what's setting up for next week. We'll see what's popping for tomorrow. As you can tell, we just went through the list. And Laptop Travel will be on at 4 a.m. with his 4 a.m. Warriors in our Discord, and they'll be slaying it, because we just handed out everything that's going to be popping there. So I promise you, it will be crazy. And we're just getting started. I can promise you that. So let me just check real quick here. And let's see. Hold on real quick. Hold on. What the heck does this even say? It says, as our nation mourns the devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, a rogue at Secret Service agent posted on Facebook suggesting that he deserved to be murdered. I'm calling for this agent's immediate termination. It's time to root out the rot in the Secret Service. Wow, that's pretty wild right there. And yeah, that's crazy, guys. And this is what I was saying last night. And again, it doesn't matter what your political beliefs are. Who cares? I mean, we're all human beings. This guy was a father. He was 31 years old, guys. Just remember, if you're a little older, and just remember back, you're 31 years old. He wasn't harming anybody. He was just going around having good conversations with people and asking questions. He had a viewpoint, just like everybody has a viewpoint. We all have an opinion. We all feel very strong about our opinion. We all think our opinion is the right opinion. Everybody feels that way, guys. But guess what? At the end of the day, yeah, you might be right. Your opinion could be right in your eyes, But guess what? There's a whole other side of the story and a whole other side of a group of people that see things differently. There's three different sides of people because you have real maniac people, a lot of people that could be in the middle, and then some more maniac people. So maybe you have like three groups of people. And yeah, it's just crazy, guys. I mean, how do you go from like, we're involved in politics and now people are getting shot and killed and people are celebrating it online. It's kind of bizarre. And like I said, it doesn't matter who you like in politics, what side you're for. It's just nonsense. I mean, nobody should be getting harmed. It's just the way it should work is like, these people are out there, and and again, he's not even a politician. This is a guy that's just, out there speaking to people, asking people and telling them his side of like what he sees and what he feels, and asking people, let me hear how you feel about this, and we can have a good argument and keep it peaceful. He was never harming anybody. I mean, yeah, maybe you didn't think that everything he said was great, but he didn't think everything you say is great. And I might not think everything you say is great. And you probably don't think everything I said was great. And guess what? That's perfectly fine. That's called living in life, guys, and being a human being. Everything's not going to be perfect, but you have to learn how to adapt to things and be able to like live in society and be helpful to people. Again, I tell you, I don't even know if anyone listens. And I tell you guys, I don't ever care about. I live in an area that's very democratic for one, and a lot of my neighbors are super woke. I'm not going to lie. I can promise you they're all super woke, and I get along with all of them. I go over and fix their stuff. I help them out no matter what they want to do. I don't care if they're woke. I don't care what their political views are. And I'm sure they know that I'm not the same views as they have. And it's perfectly fine. We all get along. And that's the way it should work, guys. I mean, you shouldn't be thinking that people are like your enemy or something. Everybody has a viewpoint. And I look at it like, look, they see it differently than I do. It's perfectly fine. Maybe we weren't raised the same. Maybe we were. We all grow up and have our own, experiences in life, and things change the way you think, and people can have an opinion. And again, everybody is very strong about their opinion. But at the end of the day, you have to, listen to other people and just put yourself in their shoes and not think with violence. I mean, what does that ever solve? Do wars really solve things at the end of the day? I mean, they kill a lot of people. A lot of money gets made for certain people. A lot of money gets lost for certain people. And a lot of people die. And it's all senseless. Nothing gets solved ever. And it's just never, ever, ever going to solve anything by being violent. And the only way you can really solve it is the way that he was doing things. He was going around to universities and talking to people, having open conversations, and just challenging what people thought because it wasn't the way he looked at things, and he was allowing people to see his view and a lot of other people that view that way. And I'm not going to say I view everything the same way he did, but again, there's people that support that view, and you got to respect it. You got to respect what other people do in life. If not, everybody would just be running around killing each other, and it's not the way it works. And I wouldn't be friends with my neighbors. Nobody would like each other, and we would live in a shithole country. And that's not what this country's about. We have two parties. You can have independents and other people, but yeah, you just can't have maniacs running around and just amping up the hate like that. And you can tell it's a lot of rhetoric going on. And like I said, you go on Facebook and stuff, and it's pretty fascinating when you see some of the people what they post. It's like, wow, that's pretty wild to write stuff like that. And you're going to see a lot of people probably get fired from their jobs because of it, because again, you're talking about a human being, a person's life, and you're celebrating that the guy was assassinated. And it's just completely wrong. And it's wrong to celebrate anybody that's assassinated, whether they were Republican, Democrat, not a politician, and just a person that speaks out against it. It does not matter, guys. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you just have to deal with people have opinions. Turn them off. Don't listen. Don't tune into that stuff. Whatever the case is, I actually enjoy listening to other people's opinions. It gives me a good view on how other people think, because clearly I have my view, and that's why everybody thinks their view's the best view. Clearly, I think all my opinions are probably the best. Maybe I don't always think that, but at the end of the day, we're always very strong about our own opinions. We're always very strong about our own opinions, our race, and our religion. It's just things that, everyone thinks their race is the best. And I'm not going to say any race is better than any. They're all equal. And no religion's better than any. They're all equal. And that's why everybody can always get along and be fine. And then everybody can do their own thing. But if everybody gets along, everything works. Do you notice how everything doesn't work right now? Because everybody is just like at each other's throat. And this one, I mean, yesterday, well, that was a huge, huge thing, guys. I mean, it was kind of crazy. But yeah, it just kind of divided everybody immediately because again, you got a lot of people and then you have a lot of people that are just like you and I that are like, this violence needs to stop. And whether you're Democrat, Republic, or whatever Republican, it doesn't matter. It just has to stop. And it's not guns that does it, guys. It's the gun control thing's so dumb. It's the dumbest argument I've ever heard. Guess what? Criminals are going to get guns every single time. Believe me. Do you not think that shit gets snuck in every which way? I worked in the most dangerous city in the country for years, guys. Camden, New Jersey. They're getting guns there. Trust me, it doesn't matter. There's a shipping thing, a port that's right there. They're getting guns no matter what. They all have guns. Every single person in there has a gun. And if you're not carrying, guess what? You'll probably die. So don't tell me that it's the guns that do it. It's the people that carry the guns. And again, it's these guns that get into the wrong hands of crazy people. You're never going to stop it, guys. We should have hardcore security checks and stuff like that to be able to purchase guns. I totally agree. I live in New Jersey. They're pretty strict about it. You have to go through a bunch of hoops and everything and whatever. I think that's great. I think it should be a federal mandate like that. I know other states you can just go to like a gun show and buy a gun. And it's perfectly fine and legal. So yeah, you have a lot of different discrepancies right there. Do I think that should be pretty strict? Absolutely. I think to be able to buy a gun, it should be strict. But is a maniac going to go out and get a gun? Whether you make it strict or not, they're going to get their hands on a gun if they want a gun. Just like you as an adult are going to go do whatever you want to do because you're an adult and you have the ability to do it. So don't act like guns are the issue. It's the people are crazy and they get guns no matter what. So if you take all the guns away from other people, then you just have a bunch of hostages, really, at the end of the day. So it's not the guns. They could be dealt with a little bit better, like the buying process and all. Absolutely 100% won't argue that at all. And, but yeah, people are going to get guns. I promise you, you're not going to take the guns away from everybody in Camden. Just good luck doing it. And that's just one little city, guys. So it's just crazy. They all have sawed-off shotguns. They all have every one of their guns has the serial numbers all scratched off. They all have guns. They rob houses. They steal guns, guys. That's the way they get them, and they're all illegal. So what are you gonna do? You can't. It's just not. That's not the argument right there. The argument is if everybody actually just kind of joined together and actually united like a country and didn't really go down each other's throats so much and get so crazy, the problems would probably get solved. But it is just crazy. And honestly, and just Trump being Trump. I think and I think who said this? Somebody Portnoy said this today. I think I heard him saying it. And it was something good. Trump being Trump he's so hated by so many people. Like just his image is so hated. It's just crazy. Like I don't understand. And again, you either don't like him and you liked Biden somewhat, or you loved Biden and you hate Trump, or vice versa. You know what I mean? And did anybody like I wasn't a big Biden fan, but did anybody like I used to say all the time I felt bad for the poor guy. He's sitting in there with like a cognitive issue, and they're just like taking advantage of him. I think a lot of people would say that, and no one wanted the guy to have anything ill happen to him. And so it's just like a whole crazy line of like a party that, and again, it's extreme people that get crazy, but you can tell it's more one-sided than the other. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist in the other side, but it's definitely heavily populated in one party. And yeah, it just all needs to go away. And it just seems to not go away when you have an incident like this and you have all these people celebrating on TikTok, Facebook, everything else. It's just kind of sickening. And just think how sick it looks to like other countries. Like our country is just a disaster. They assassinate some guy and then you got a bunch of people celebrating. It's crazy. So anyway, that is that. And we talk about a little bit of everything on the show. And I did see a couple other ones pop up here. DIPAK, DIIPAK or something like that. I have no idea if I said your name right, but you wanted to see RZLV, and I'm not sure what it is, but let's look at Resolve. Oh, we looked at this the other day, and this was running up here. I just remember the name of it. And earnings October 1st. I'd be honest with you, if you're in it, I'd be locking in profits right there. DPAC or DIPAC or whatever it is, JV. And if you're not in it, I wouldn't be chasing it right there. So I hope that helps right there. And BYR, oh, it's a Burner, right? I couldn't think of the name. Burner. BYRN right here. Good old Burner. That is getting set up as well. Laptop Travel. I agree with you on that one. And they have non-lethal guns too. I do know that because I know Ben likes this company. But this one's getting set up too. So that one could be a good one right there. Let's see. Didn't the Kirk assassination seem eerily similar to the setup with Trump's attack? I thought the same thing. It's one of them things like, how do these people get on these rooftops when you're having these big events? You're talking a university, you got to make sure that all these students are protected, right? So if you're going to have something like that, you better have like your local sheriffs or your FBI or somebody. They got to be doing sweeps of these places because again, you got a bunch of people like students, college kids in a concentrated area. You got to make sure they're safe. So yeah, how do these places not get swept like that and get and everybody is safely in these things? And then where's like everybody's eyes? I mean, I get that you can't have security everywhere, but you're talking a big event at a university. They have to have something going on there to protect everybody. And this is what I keep talking about. Our school systems, even the colleges and stuff, it's just crazy, guys. I mean, you go to school to get an education and be safe, and you're not safe at all. There's a school shooting almost every single day in this country. It's become normal. It's literally insane. And there you go. That RZLV was on your watch list for the 4 a.m. Warriors today, as a matter of fact. And so there you go. I know I saw it, and then we look at it like the other day. So that was running up, and there you go. And Luis Rodriguez said his high school rifle club, they carried rifles in a sling bag to and from school. No one batted an eye, and incidents like these never happened back then. You're absolutely right, Luis Rodriguez. What a great point. People learned how to safely carry and handle guns like you're supposed to. You respected it because you knew they were dangerous. And guess what? You had rifle clubs in school back in the day. And he's absolutely right. Was some maniac coming into class shooting it up when you had a class full of, you had a bunch of people in a rifle clubs in school throughout school, so you knew people know how to shoot, and they're bringing their own rifles in. You might think twice about that one, right? So yeah, it does make a big difference, Luis Rodriguez, I would say. And that's why I keep saying, the tax money we spend in this country, just put it towards the security in our education system. And they should all have armed guards and security in our school systems, like elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. They literally need that kind of security because this country has gotten so unhinged and crazy that it's not normal. It's normal to have school shootings, which is completely bizarre. Like our children you should be able to drop off your child and know that they are safe, like never have to worry. And you can't do that anymore. And it doesn't matter if you send them to a public school, private school, any which way. It's a danger and a threat all over. And that's why I say take these retired military guys and these retired police officers, These people that already had the training, they know how to handle these situations, and give them jobs. They would love to do these things. Believe me, they love that kind of stuff. They live for it, and they just can't do it because most of them are a little older. But guess what? They'll shoot your ass dead the minute you try to pick up a gun. These dudes are experts, most of them. They've been doing it their whole lives. And who else would you want in there? I mean, I would love to have an old guy with a gun patrolling this kid's school. No one's messing around with that dude or that school. I can promise you that. And I keep telling you, my buddy was a Marine. He was in the Special Forces, and yeah, you could hire him easily. Trust me. There's nobody breaking into the school and shoot anybody with that dude around. You will be dead before you even think about it. He will murder you so fast it won't even be funny. So yeah, these guys have expertise like training like that. Put it to good use. Right? Why let it go to waste when these guys can literally be protecting entire schools? And I mean, really, what's it going to cost? You add the budget of like 3 extra teachers on there. Who gives a shit for each school? Really, is that going to matter? Our taxes, I tell you what our taxes are in New Jersey. They're astronomical. So please go ahead, add some more teachers and security. It doesn't really matter. And so, yeah, just interesting. And society is unhinged now. Guns didn't change. We did deep soul diving, and you're 100% right. So, yeah, we talk a little bit about everything on here. We go through the market, we find out what's popping, we talk about life stories, all kinds of stuff and what's going on in the world. And we just try to bring it into a real reality and be friendly to people. Like I say, I help everybody in life. I was raised that way. I tell you guys, my dad was a Vietnam vet. He didn't play games, and I'm glad because I was raised the right way. And I always help people, and I'll never think differently. Again, I don't care what your political affiliation is, what the hell you do in life. I'll still help you, and I won't even think twice about it because that's just the way it should work. And again, we all have opinions. We all feel very strong about our opinions. But at the end of the day, sometimes your opinion isn't exactly the right one, and you got to take other people's opinions into consideration and respect it as well. You might not like it, but you need to just respect the fact that other people have an opinion just like you. And that is how life works, guys. And if you want to be successful, you kind of work through life and you work with people even if you don't get along or like their not that you don't get along, even if you don't like their political views or any of their views, you can still work with people and still make success every day just by being a friendly person. Guess what? You don't talk about that stuff with that person. That's all. And that's why you don't talk about religion and politics with certain people or at the dinner table, they say. And I get it now because it does. It riles people up, and every person thinks that theirs is the best one, the ultimate one, the superior one, and the only one that should probably exist. And it's not how the world works. So there you go, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. And DiePack, thank you for hanging out. I thank you. And everybody else, we had a ton of people. And again, thank you, Zach Morris. He did repost it out. So hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we do it every single night and every morning. So we will be on at 7 a.m. tomorrow. We do a pretty quick show in the morning and just roll right through the market, see what's going on, get you guys set up so you're ready to rock and roll after that 4 a.m. starts, because the 4 a.m. Warriors, I'm telling you, it's like the dust settles at 6:30. They or 6:30. I get up now. I've been up all week doing it myself, and it's just absolutely crazy what goes on at 4 o'clock in the morning in the stock market. It is so volatile and wild. I've never seen anything like it. It's more crazy than the COVID days, guys. And that used to be crazy because everybody was home. You couldn't do sports gambling, and everybody was getting into the market. And Robinhood was just sweeping, like Robinhood and Webull. They had the greatest promotion ever. They were just getting everybody involved. And it was just the perfect storm, and money was flowing in, and they were running like crazy. And I'm telling you, the 4 a.m. market right now is even crazier than that. It's the most wildest thing I've ever seen. So there you go, everybody. Michael Anthony, Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, and Doge Mama 9. And of course, Masal and DiePack even was on there. And I'm sure a whole lot of other people besides Zach and Deep Soul Diving and Deleted. And yeah, there was just a ton of people, and of course Michael Anthony as well. I think I already said that, but there you go, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to follow along on YouTube, X, and Instagram, and like the show, and go ahead and tune in for the rest of the next time. I was going to say for the rest of the week, but there is no more night shows. But tomorrow morning we will do our pre-market, and then Sunday night 8 p.m. we'll do a show, and then we'll actually do an ETF 500 show this weekend, because that didn't go as planned today. I'm not going to lie, we had a ton of technical difficulties. It was kind of a mess. But anyway, things happen, and you just kind of cruise right through, you smile, you laugh about it, and you make it better. And that's what we're going to do with ETF 500 and that show as well, because we'll make that a better show this weekend when I can hear everybody. Apparently everybody could hear everything except for me, and I was just screwing it all up there. So my apologies for that. And there you go, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. Be sure to enjoy your evening, get some rest, and I will see you guys in the morning. Have a good night, everybody, and thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys at 7 a.m.